if you were told I murdered my wife, and I did it by shooting laser beams out of my eyes, would you need to physically be there to know that didn't happen?
I'm just gonna be truthfully honest to you. I am more open to things that people don't understand and all that.
Is it physically possible for anyone to shoot laser beams
You
out of
don't
their
know
eyes like
that.
Superman?
You don't know that for a fact.
Holy shit!
You do not know that. You do not. You cannot tell me that you know that for a fact.
This is where we're at.
You can say
This
facts
is where
and
we're
prove
at.
it and stuff like that.
If
but
you're not there,
you cannot
then it
deny
didn't.
that
Then you can't prove it didn't
in
happen.
any
So no one can ever
situation
disprove him
of
ever because
anything
none of
that,
us were ever
you
there.
present to
And
me.
the only one who
Okay,
was there is the
that-
person who's lying.
I got.
That's the mental
thrown
gymnastics
by a
done. He's
ghost
found a
and
way
all
to make
that,
it so that no
that
argument ever counts.
That's the when I
Holy
tell you
shit.
that and all that. You
I can't
cannot
believe that
tell
that's
me
that slam
you
dunk
know
just
for a
missed
fact
that
I'm
hard.
lying or telling the truth.
That's not changing. You can't
that
change my
is-
perception with
I don't-
words. I saw your actions.
I'm trying here. All I want is you to change how you said that the things that you stated that I am. Okay, that's all I want. I don't want to debate this. I don't want to know if I'm right or wrong. I just don't want you to label me as something that I believe that I'm not. Just because you think that I was acting like it. I am.
Okay, don't cry.
Pleading
Stop,
with you
stop,
to
stop,
change
stop,
it.
stop.
Please.
Stop. I am sorry that your actions have consequences. And that
It's
you
not
came
even
off as... Yes,
deal
this
with
is the
that.
consequence of your action. I am sorry your actions have consequences. Denims, you're not a victim. You did things and people reacted to it. You acted like a snarker, people called you a snarker. Learn from this. This needs to be a teaching moment for you. Having a crash out on my stream will not change that.
Okay.
But you should be able to hear him.
Hi.
What's up?
So, before we, either of us start, is there ground rules that we should, like, go over or anything like that first?
What do you mean?
Like, because the last time that we talked, you did make some, ground rules that you would like me to stay in the reality of the situation and keep with the facts, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we're not gonna make shit up.
Okay,
That
okay,
should go without saying.
so I will do that, and I will hope that you'll do the same, okay?
Always
So, okay, so the proof, if I am able to tell and show you the proof,
yeah.
I don't know exactly if I should do it in Discord or in the stream or whatever.
You can put it in Discord. I think the stream blocks links, so you can't post stuff.
Okay.
Post links and shit like that on YouTube.
So, the first thing that I am going to prove and debunk with the information that you have given and said,
Okay.
like for sure, I just put it in Can I put it in general, or somewhere else?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So,
Lay it on me.
you, for the first thing of proof, you said as a statement of in your title that that you debated a H3 snark who
Okay,
has told.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't care if you go to snark or not. You're acting like a snarker. I'm gonna call you a snarker. If you don't want to be called a snarker, don't act like one.
Okay, that is perfectly fine.
Whether or not you actually go to H3 snark does not matter. What matters is that you're repeating all their talking points and acting like one of them.
Okay, so for that you just said, right?
Yep.
Is there a factual and you can prove that the whole time that I have said everything that they did and was acting like it?
I mean,
For
you
sure.
can go to H3 snark and look at their talking points. You didn't say everything they've said. You didn't say the conspiracy theory about Ethan sending himself the skulls, but I think that's because I brought that up and debunked it before you could. But all of your talking points, all of the things you say, are all of the things that they post about. You sound just like one of them.
Okay, so I will have to agree to disagree with that because
How so? I mean, it's pretty obvious. I gave you factual things that happened, and you kept giving me opinionated statements and I feel statements. Those are all the things that H3 Snark does. They give opinionated statements. In their opinion, they feel like Ethan's a bad person. It's all feels and all opinions. You sounded like one of them, and when presented with reality, when presented with the truth, you said you still disagree, but you couldn't say why. That's exactly what they do. Everything you did was shit that they do. Everyone saw it.
Can I stop you there for right now?
Yeah, sure.
So you stated in there, even if you don't care and all that, that you define me, that you put the label on me to be a H3 Snark. When
I wouldn't say I put it on you, I just called it like I see it. You know, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. I'm gonna call it a duck.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine and all that. I understand that. But the thing is that I am not a Snark. That just because I sound like I have the same thoughts that Snarks and all that, sometimes but I do not agree.
It's not just that you had the same snarks. It's everything you said. That entire conversation. Yes, it was.
No,
everything you said, that entire conversation, you sounded like an H3 snarker. You were 100% snark brain.
To you, in your opinion, but not for the fact that.
Hey, chat. Hey, chat. Did he sound like a snarker? Like, I don't know how many. I don't know how many people in comments and how many people like when the rest of the world is telling you you're acting a certain way, everybody else can't be wrong, son. At some point, you have to go, maybe it's me.
Yeah.
Everyone else can't be wrong.
That is perfectly fine. That you saying that, and I agree with that, because, like, yeah, you're right, and I'm not doing that. Okay,
but you were doing that. Everyone in the comments told you you were doing that. Everyone saw the entirety of that. Yes, they did. I can pull up the comments right now. You responded to every single one of them. Like, literally every single one. You've been responding to comments on that video all day. Like, that is all you've done for the entirety of this day.
Can I talk?
Sure.
Okay. The thing is that I understand that you believe what I am trying to say is not right and is false, but I think that I need time for you. I need you to let me talk and get my full sentence out, because if you just end that, all the stuff that I'm trying to say is just gone and all that. So with that is that I recently just learned what a H3 Snark was and what they represent. And the fact is that the subreddit in there for Snarks and all that are for the Snarks to be able to say and do and weaponize what they say to hurt other people. And that do that on the purpose of doing that for the fun. I understand that you think that I sounded like one, but I did not at all weaponize or try to weaponize anything that I said to hurt or make it worse for the person that I was given my opinion that it either way could be right or wrong in anyone's point of view at any time. It's literally not a black and white kind of situation where it's just facts or no facts, opinions and no opinions, because everyone has a right to have an opinion or the right to not take everything face value of, okay, that's a fact, so I can't have my opinion just because it's a fact. Because if that was true, then there wouldn't be people that feel like they're trans and stuff like that. Because for fact, if you biologically looked at the facts, they can't feel like that, and they shouldn't, because it's wrong. And the biology of them is that they were born male or female, and all that. So yeah, that is one of my points, and that I can prove that I have never said that I adone or agreed with the way that you are saying that I and all that, just because that what I was giving you and all that and asking you questions because the whole time, and I do want to make this clear, when I first joined the call, I did not join to debunk you at all. I even have the messages. You even read out the message that I said to you, and it did not say that I wanted to come in here and debate the and all that. It said that I wanted to understand a different side and learn more and all that. And I have a difficult time texting and all that, and I would like to get into Discord for my comfort to understand your side and to listen to your side. And that's what I did. I had opinions, I had thoughts and all that, but I did not at all tell you that you were wrong for telling me what was a fact and all that at all. But you did the opposite, and you pointed out and you made it a mission that you will debunk everything that I have a opinion, a thought about, or anything like that. And you cannot deny the fact that you did do that to the stream, first of all. And then you have picked you have made it seem like with the way that you presented the description and the title that I have said that your takes are bad. Period. The the fact is that I said that when I have never in the 3 hours of that our conversation said, well, I think that your take is really bad and all that. Like you have no right and all that in any sort of way. I told you in the texts that are in your stream chat and all that that I do not completely agree with how you are representing or putting out information and all that, but I can't really deny it or anything like that. So I would like to learn more. I can't say I agree with 100% of what you're saying and what you and all that because I don't know the full story. I would like to learn more. So I did. I took the effort to actually learn more. Okay? And I the whole time was open and admitted when I and multiple times said that I think that in my opinion that the situation of the drama that the one side in my opinion purposely started and all that that I can admit that I think that is absolutely not right. Multiple times I said that to you in stream, in call. I have it clipped and all that to make sure that nothing is misunderstood and all that. And then in tests that you have done over the whole day and all that has made it seem like that the whole time that me and you were talking and having the conversation and all that that you were trying to open my eyes and put and all that and you know and all that like you didn't and or that you thought that I didn't or whatever. And to be honest, it seems like you weren't really paying attention or remember what I said verbatim and all that when you asked me since everything that I since the whole thing of you joining in and all that and that me and you have been communicating and I have updated you on stuff and gave you facts and stuff like that and all that, not opinions or anything like that. How do you feel now? And I gave you my honest opinion that in my opinion that it was wrong and over the top and all that did. And I will say that you cannot deny that I did say that and that you asked that, okay? And I have other information. I have the fact that that the whole day I have had to for a fact, not for a fact, but felt like that I had to defend myself of things that people said that they don't really understand or
Ain't
that
nobody follow what the
because
fuck this
of
motherfucker's
how
saying.
you put out
I'm letting him talk.
the
People in the
statement
comments said to
that
let
you
him
did
talk
in the
more.
title.
This is
Okay,
why I didn't do that.
if you did not put out the way
He's
that you
looping.
did and all that,
He's
they
looping.
wouldn't be, oh yeah, I wanted to that this snark and all that, its opinion and all that would be calling me a snark and all that, and all that.
Okay.
Since you, okay,
Sorry. I'm gonna let you finish. Just
okay.
when you're done.
So when you put that, when you put in the title and labeled that to me, because in your opinion, everything that I was saying and acting like and all that, and everything that I was repeating the same thing that snarks and all that, without really having evidence that everything that I said verbatim is like snark and all that, just because it seemed like it was at some point and all that, and a lot of it was a coincidence in my opinion, and to be honest. But that's not a fact, so that doesn't matter. But for other reasons that I am not really 100%
Let me know when you're
comfortable
done.
with, I will with communicating to you and all that. But if you haven't been able to notice, I am not really how do I say this?
Intelligent.
I'm disabled
The word you're
in
looking
certain
for is
ways,
intelligent.
and that typing, communicating, and reading
shit.
and all that.
I'm gonna stay muted for a
Sometimes
minute.
that if I
I'm gonna say
read
some shit
stuff
I'm
and
gonna
all
regret.
that, I take it the wrong way and stuff like that. Like when when you sent that message,
I
being
wanted me to let him
concerned
talk. Here you
about
go.
if I was having a stroke and all that, I took it the wrong way because I read it the wrong way and all that. I
That was
have
my wife.
disabilities, and
She
I did
replied to one of
not
his
really
messages, "Do you
think
smell
that I
burnt
should have
toast?" on one of the comments
been
because she thought he
be
was
able.
having a stroke.
I feel like I have had no other choice but to say that, so you guys will get the contents of that. Everything that I have misspelled or put in or anything like that that made no sense to you guys, or and all that you couldn't
You know all
comprehend,
this
is
about yourself.
because that I was upset
I'm
and I
getting there.
felt like I
As soon
had
as he
to
lets me talk.
defend myself
I'm gonna
and all that,
monologue
because
for a minute because I've let him go for a
it
minute.
was
I'm gonna make him shut the fuck up and
misinformation that
listen
you
for a minute.
gave them, and
How do I get over there?
for to and all that you misinformed
Really?
them, and that
Well,
you did not say that that this was in your
it's got to loop
opinion
back
or
around, right?
anything
No,
of the
if I go
sort,
down there,
of
there'll
anything,
be another way over there.
so that they wouldn't say things that
Oh, I go in from the back.
that will
That's what she
be
said.
taken out of line or is out of line and all that, because you gave them the platform and able, because of how you
Trying
named
to make
it
sure
and
I'm
how
listening.
you described it, the conversation and the start and the reason why that this whole debate and all
Yeah,
that was
yeah, that's
starting and
fine.
all that,
Loop
is
back around.
because that I was a fan of iDubbbz, and I wanted to tell you that that your
Get it.
input was awful, and that you had, and that the way that you were wrong and stuff like that. And I went into the Discord just to debate you and
Notice how he
and
says
not to
he's
learn or
not going
anything
in to
like
debate
that.
me, but if the
Okay,
longer he talks, he
so
does want to prove me
that's
wrong and
all
want to
that I
debate me, but
have.
he's not coming in to
I
debate
will
me.
give you the evidence if you want it.
He contradicts himself like 3 different times. Okay. All right, cool. I'm gonna talk for a while now, and you're not gonna interrupt. There
Yes,
is
sir. I won't.
so much that you're not getting, so I'll try to explain it to you.
Mhm.
Called you an H3 snarker because you came off like an H3 snarker.
Mhm.
If I walk around town in a KKK hood, I can't get mad if people think I'm racist. Doesn't matter if I go to the meetings or not. I'm wearing the goddamn uniform. You were wearing the uniform of a snarker. Doesn't matter if you went to the meetings. Doesn't matter if you go to the subreddit. You presented yourself as such. I called it like I saw it. Everyone in chat saw what I saw too. Everyone in my comments saw what I saw too. You can go back and look at them if you like. The world is sending you a message, son. You'd be wise to listen to it.
Mhm.
You don't get to choose how others perceive you. That's not how perception works. So when everyone in the comments and everyone in chat is calling you a snarker, that should tell you that you're acting like a snarker.
Mhm.
The world is trying to tell you something. Now, you can send me proof that you don't go to H3 Snark or whatever it is you came in here to send me. What I'm trying to tell you is that that does not matter. I can tell the world that I don't go to the meetings, I'm not in the KKK. That's false. But that doesn't matter. I'm wearing the fucking uniform. Okay? The way you present yourself matters. Now, you started this conversation by saying you didn't want to debate me and that I'm lying and that you didn't say you wanted to debunk me. And then you ended the conversation by saying you came in there to prove me wrong and debunk me and debate me. You contradicted yourself in your own speech just now. We all heard it. That happened.
Can I?
And nope, I'll let you talk. You're going to let me finish.
Okay.
Now, the very first message you typed in my chat during that stream, which you can go watch the review of Content Cop has it in it. It's about halfway through that video because you interrupted my reaction to that. I interrupted my reaction to the Content Cop to do the debate with you. So the first half of that Content Cop was recorded during the stream you were in, and the second half was recorded the next day. So if you go back and watch that, about halfway through, I read out the first message you sent to me, which was that you don't agree with my takes and I am wrong. You told me I was wrong. And I asked you, do you have some proof for that? If so, you're welcome to join the Discord. And then I had the speech, which you clipped out of context as proof that you didn't want to debate me. You only clipped the second part of what I said. The first part was me reading out loud that you told me I was wrong. You came into this Discord to prove me wrong. That's the literal definition of debunk. That's what that means.
Okay.
That's the reason you joined. That's the reason I had you in here to begin with. So nothing I said was false. I did not misrepresent you. I didn't clip you out of context. The entirety of our conversation is on YouTube for everyone to watch. Nothing was cut. Nothing was edited. That is 100% you, baby. There's nothing malicious about my actions. The way you're doing these mental gymnastics to paint me out to be a demon, but simply because you don't want to admit you were wrong, is what a snarker does. It's why people are calling you that. You're doing the snarker mental gymnastics that let you avoid admitting you're wrong. Now, if you've got some evidence tonight that you forgot to bring last night, or maybe that you found to actually disprove something about the drama, I don't care about your perception of being a snarker. That's a you problem. So if you've got something related to the drama you want to show me, we can absolutely go over it. If you came in here just because you're mad I used the word snarker in my title and on my thumbnail, then we are wasting our time.
Okay, so you in the conversation that we were talking and all that told me for a fact that the stuff that H3H3 was doing was a response of something that somebody started in the first place, right? That it is a responsible, that is everything that he was doing was because he responsible or whatever you want to talk, however you want to say it and all that, right? That it was all reactional and all that. It was started and he it was a tit for tat type of thing and all that. Everything that I have done today or tried to allay and all that, all the information, all the thoughts that I had and all that was because of that I was in a defense mode trying to defend myself because I felt like I was represented in a way that I do not
during
believe.
the debate. During the debate itself, you weren't trying to defend yourself. You weren't attacked. You were trying to defend them.
No, I was trying to give.
You weren't trying to learn a different perspective. You were trying to defend them.
No, I was. Okay, so you're telling me giving you, like, asking you questions like if like trying to clarify or give you like
you weren't trying to. All right, stop. You weren't trying to clarify. I gave you what happened. I showed it to you. I told you there were clips of it. I gave you reality, and you denied it. You didn't give me anything. You didn't give me any clips to counter it. You didn't give me any actual arguments. You made excuses. You gave me feeling statements. You gave me opinion statements. It's all this opinion, that opinion. I feel this way.
And you're doing the same to me right now.
No, I'm not. No,
You
I'm not.
are. You have no
How?
proof of anything that you have said that I am, that I have, that you have
You
thought that I
understand?
have.
I said I don't give a. Let me be as clear as absolutely possible with you right now. I don't
Is that,
give a rat's ass. I don't give a
I don't
hot
either,
shit.
you
I
fucking
say, hey,
piece of
shut the
shit.
fuck up
You
and let
have
me finish.
no
I
fucking
don't
right.
give a. I don't give a hot shit if you actually go to Snark or not. I care about what you said in the conversation, and everything you said presented yourself as a Snarker. It is everyone's perception that that is what you are and that's what you acted like. If you don't want people to perceive you that way, don't act that way. It's that simple.
Okay.
That is
So
still on you.
Okay. So because I have to
I
easily
didn't
be quiet
present
because,
you that way. You did that all by yourself.
okay. So instead of us going back and forth in this situation, because I don't think that there's gonna be a solution in this way, especially because of how me and you are a little bit hostile to each other and defensive and
I'm
all
good,
that
mate.
in our beliefs and all that. The
No,
thing
no,
is,
no. I am not hostile. You're right. I am being defensive. I'm standing my ground. During our first debate, I was open and we were having an open conversation. You wasted a
yes.
lot of everyone's time. You talked in circles. You proved nothing, and all you did, you were the one who wasn't open because I'd give you facts and I'd tell you things, and then by the end of it, you'd still tell me that, oh, well, I don't believe that. You were doing what flat earthers do. You show them the earth is round and they say, I don't believe it. Do they have any proof that it's not round? No, they just don't believe it. They're just choosing to ignore reality. That's what you were doing.
Okay.
And that's where my frustration is coming from. So this conversation is going to go a lot differently. I don't have that patience anymore.
Okay, I am going to try to understand this as best as I can. Me saying for a fact 2 to 3 times when you have asked or that it needed to be said that I did not at all say that I agree that I do not agree with what the side that called CPS on and all that it was
You said you don't agree with them, and then you went on for the next couple minutes defending them and acting like you agreed with them. That's the problem, is you would say one thing and then immediately contradict yourself and defend the thing you said you don't agree with. That's why everyone called you a snarker.
So
that's the behavior you were displaying. Yes.
So what you're saying is because that after that I stated that and
Because
all
you
that,
just
and
did it
we
right
talked
now
and all
in
that.
this conversation. You told me that you didn't join to debate me. You joined because you're open-minded, and then I let you talk and let you talk and let you talk. And by the end of your speech, you were calling it a debate and saying that you joined to prove me wrong and debate me. You said that yourself out of your mouth. Everyone just heard it.
No, you took it out of context.
No, no one took anything out of context. We're watching you live. You're talking live right now. We heard you say it.
No,
no one took anything out of context. You said that with your mouth. During this stream.
So what I said, can I say what I said? I said that I came into the Discord and wrote you the message, absolutely not planning or anything like that of debating you in the first.
I'm gonna pull your card now and tell you I don't believe you.
Okay. That's
your actions did not match your words. I'm sorry.
You don't believe me, but there's actual evidence, and I told you that. Okay.
I don't. Your words. Hold on. Let me stop you there too. Your words, you saying things, isn't evidence. Actions are evidence, not words. You can say whatever bullshit you want to say. That's not evidence of anything. The way you acted is what I'm talking about.
So that I acted when I went into the conversation is that every single thing that
you were adversarial, you were defensive, and you were not open to the things that I said.
Can I finish? Can I finish, sir? Okay. Everything that I said and done was to everything that that you gave me, every evidence that you said that is an actual fact and all that, and everything like that every time that you gave that and all that, that I gave the excuse and all that, and I told you that that was wrong and all that, and that I don't believe that and all that. but maybe you're misunderstanding. I don't know you. That what I was saying was that I not 100% sure. I not really I really am not knowledgeable in this situation, so I would like to learn more. I did
Right,
not
and
come
here's what
in,
happened. Right, and here's what happened. You said that's what you wanted to do. You came in
and
to
I
learn.
learned
Which
more, and I
let me
actually
finish.
started
Let
to
me
agree
finish.
with what you
Let me.
said.
No, because by the end of it, I asked you how you felt, and you said nothing changed. That you still
I did not.
disagreed. Yes, you did. We can go back and
Nope.
rewatch it.
Okay, do it. Let's do it right
You said
now.
your position hadn't changed.
Okay.
Fine. Watch it right now.
The reason that I am doing this and trying
I know
at
everyone
first.
watched it, but he's
Okay.
not remembering, so I guess we have to watch it
Okay,
again in front of everybody.
no. I'm not going to continue this any further right now. I'm
No,
not
because you're more
trying
worried
to.
about your perception than the actual topic of the debate here.
No. What I'm
Yes, you
concerned
are. That's
about
why
is
you
that
joined
you
today,
are
was
able
because you're
to
mad I
do
called you a
stuff like
snarker.
this.
I'm not
No, because
using.
you are
I'm not using
in the
anything.
position to do it, and I have no way to defend or prove you wrong. Okay,
Because I'm
I
not wrong.
cannot.
I'm
No,
not presenting you anyway.
you are. You are.
Nope, I put the entirety of
Yep.
the debate online and I let the public decide what they saw. I asked questions. How do y'all feel? All of that's in the description. Leave it in the
No,
comments. And then they did.
you
Nope,
state
that's in the description of the video. You want me to read it to you?
anything.
You want me to fucking read it
Yes,
to you?
I
Okay.
want you to read it.
Do you agree with my
Both of
takes?
the
Leave it in
things.
the. Do you agree with my takes? Leave it in the comment. That's the description of the fucking video, and people did just that. They told me if they agreed
Read the
with me or
whole thing
not.
for me. Read the whole thing that you put.
Sure, an iDubbbz fan tells me that my takes are bad, which you did, and that I'm wrong, which you did, while reacting to Content Cop iDubbbz, which is accurate. That's when it happened. You joined the Discord to debunk me or prove me wrong,
Did not.
whichever way you want to phrase that. You did join to prove me wrong, which is what debunk means. And
Yep.
then I say, what do you guys think? Was I debunked? Did I get owned? Or do you agree with my takes? Leave it in the comments. There you go. That's the entirety of the description. Nothing in that is inaccurate. Absolutely nothing.
Yes, it is.
What?
I am not an HJ. I am not an
I didn't
iDubbbz
use the
fan.
word snarker in the description at all. I used it in the title. I don't care if you, again, I don't care if you visit H3 Snark or not. I don't care. I care about the way you acted in the debate. You acted like a snarker. Everyone in the comments agrees with me. Literally
Okay, so-
everyone else can't be wrong, dude.
Okay, so you're telling me that
They are
because
raging because I
the-
used the word snarker in my description in my title, and they're mad that they're getting labeled a snarker. They
So,
didn't join to actually prove me wrong tonight about anything about Ethan or iDubbbz. They basically called in to prove me wrong and prove that they're not a snarker. That's what this is about. He's mad I called him a
no,
snarker.
to make sure that you know and that everyone. I wanted to
You
make
can
sure
tell
that
me it
everyone.
until you're blue in the face. I don't believe you. I know what
That-
you are. I've seen it. I've experienced it.
Okay.
That's not changing.
I am.
You can't
That
change my
is-
perception with
I don't-
words. I saw your actions.
I'm trying here. All I want is you to change how you said that the things that you stated that I am. Okay, that's all I want. I don't want to debate this. I don't want to know if I'm right or wrong. I just don't want you to label me as something that I believe that I'm not. Just because you think that I was acting like it. I am.
Okay, don't cry.
Pleading
Stop,
with you
stop,
to
stop,
change
stop,
it,
stop.
please.
Stop. I am sorry that your actions have consequences. And that
It's
you
not
came
even
off as yes,
fuck you
this
with
is the
that.
consequence of your action. I am sorry your actions have consequences. Denims, you're not a victim. You did things and people reacted to it. You acted like a snarker, people called you a snarker. Learn from this. This needs to be a teaching moment for you. Having a crash out on my stream will not change that.
Okay,
Okay?
that is perfectly okay. Okay. So you're just going to affect and say things that are out of context and
Was
bring
anything out of
stuff up
context,
that
chat?
makes no sense.
Was anything
That
out of
I
context? Chat?
am
There are people in
acting
my chat who were
that
in my
I am a
comments that saw the
victim,
video.
just like Venom. That I am a victim, just like Venom said.
You
and all
were
that.
2 seconds
that
away
is
from
not,
crying right now.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
literally, all I want, like the whole reason, like
The
the whole
victimhood
reason that I
mentality was
want. No,
strong.
So,
listen,
is
please
the
listen.
problem
Go ahead.
that okay?
We'll let
Is
the
is
we'll let the woman talk. Oh,
really
all right.
is the problem that he used the word snarker in
Yes,
the
he's
title?
No,
upset
no, no,
that he's
it's
been labeled a
not.
snarker.
What's the
No.
problem? Because I watched it, and I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out what the
Hmm.
problem is.
Okay.
So it's not the fact that that on the stream that he put that, because like it is up to interpretation and all that, and I understand the way that he
Focus on.
named it and all that like that is because of the fact that it probably would be the simplest way to describe it and how he felt that it was going and all that, and I understand that. It
Okay.
is not the problem that I do not have a problem with him calling me that. It's the fact that that it is in there, like that I am presenting, like that I am one, and that I am, how do I say this, speaking for every snark, H3H3 snark and all that. And because of that, I couldn't and did not have couldn't debunk most of the stuff that he said and all that,
None of it.
or try to, or anything like that, is that basically show and all that. But the thing is that I did not go. I believe that I went into there to learn, not I had opinions
With the
and all
I
that. I
believes and
had
feel
thoughts
statements
of
again.
what was right and wrong, what I thought and all that,
You
yes.
thought wrong.
But I feel like I was really, the
I
whole
feel again.
time and all that, really open and
Well, you
listen
were
to
wrong.
everything that you said and took it in, because after the conversation I described what happened and all the drama and all that, and both of the points and all that, and I leaned more on
Transcript. How do I get
defense
to the
of
transcript?
H3 when I was saying that to one of my friends. So for you to say
Transcript.
um in my defense opinion, for you to say that everything that you were telling me and all that the whole time, that I was just telling you over and over then, or giving you reason, telling you that I don't believe you at all and all that, is, I believe, is a little bit too much of a lie, to be honest, because everything that I did was more of, okay, but on this other side you could perceive as somebody and all that, and I know that that you have said that you're not looking for that, you're not,
Oh my
and
god,
all
dude.
that, but the thing is that even if
I'm
you're
reading
not
the
looking
fucking
for it,
transcript of
it
the
is
stream right now.
still in the facts that it could be interpreted in a different way, or brought up in a different way, or believed to be brought up in a different way, that you can't really control what people factually know and factually do and stuff like that. You can say that you would like them to say only facts and all that, but doesn't mean that every time that they do and all that, they won't have a different side and stuff like that. And I feel like you are that I feel that the whole conversation, I was a lot more understanding that you are saying right now. Okay, that I was not saying everything that you were saying was wrong, or giving examples, or just saying like, yeah, that's wrong and this is what I know and all that. I said multiple times that from my knowledge of what I perceived of the videos that I watch, I did not watch every single video that I could and that is out there from one side or all that, or both sides at all. But the way that I was perceived and all that was a little biased, and I can admit that, and controlled and stuff like that. So I am a little hesitant, and a little bit more hesitant of, being able to just, snap up and say, yeah, yeah, automatically just be like, yeah, you are right and all that. It took me a little bit more of you explaining and giving me more
Well, let
reasons
him
to
finish.
believe your side than to for
It's
me
muted. He
to
can't.
just, automatically agree with you after you explained everything that was wrong with the situation, all the facts, all the proof, and all that. That I didn't automatically just after that believe it face value and didn't question, and that I couldn't question stuff that I thought was a certain way or anything like that and all that. Am I wrong to say that I am I wrong for actually trying to understand and all that, and to see if there was like understand more and all that? Because like the way that you guys are, that you have said things and all that, is that all I am doing right now and the whole time and all that was stating the fact, saying how I felt, my opinion, and all that, and not showing any facts or proof of that and all that. And I am doing that to. And the thing is that I when I started the to try to join into your conversation, into your stream and all that, I did not look or plan or anything like that, or had the intentions of debating you. Maybe I did, but I did not look for it. And in this scenario right now and all that, because I have been steaming, I've been overly, I've been obsessively having a crash out, like you said, because I am
Hmm.
mentally not stable for this stuff. Okay, and yes, that I am
That's obvious.
in fault for putting myself in this situation,
No,
trying
you
to
are.
just learn, okay, and that I should take responsibility, trying to learn and all that, and thinking that if I went to somebody
He said he couldn't
and
learn.
tried to
I
learn
asked.
and
He said he
have them
couldn't.
explain to
I
me
asked him several
that they
times during the
wouldn't use my
conversation if
words
his
or
opinion had
use my
changed, and at
intent
no point did
and
he say his
changed
opinion
it
changed.
and all that for
He
their
said, "Thank you for
benefit,
giving me a
in
lot to
my
think about.
opinion.
I'll look
That
into this,
that's
but I
what
still
has
think
been
blah blah blah."
happening.
Yeah, like he just
And
doubled
it
down,
can be
doubled down,
wrong, it
doubled
can be
down.
wrong, it does not matter. It's how I am feeling right now, and all I want is it to
He
stop.
literally joined my
The
stream like to
hate,
crash
the
out.
and I know that you can't,
I'll let you
that
handle it.
that you do not, that you don't
Oh,
really have
Hold on,
control over
let
your
him
audience
finish.
and all that, what they do and all that. It's free speech and all that, and like you feel like, and whatever happens happens and all that, whatever and all that. But I think
So I was
that
gonna do a
I
drinking
am
game where I
trying
told you
to
guys to
find a
drink every time he says
solution
and
in
all
this.
that, but I didn't want you to
Like
die.
anything, like you
You
even
know?
rewording at all, like I don't really care if you don't. I just would prefer it to, so that people don't automatically call me a snark, not because they watched your video, because you said a snark and all that.
Well,
It's
I'm
not
gonna
and
be sure to remind him that
sometimes,
YouTube is
and
free, and he has the
to be
ability to make
honest,
a
that
video in his defense
a
whenever
lot of
he likes,
people don't do that.
if
They
he'd
just
like to
look
change his perception.
what the
That's
name
not
is and
my
all that
job.
and say,
That's
oh yeah,
his.
this snark and all that. But most of the time, and sometimes, people do actually go into the videos and watch and do stuff like that and all that. And I will fully admit that they have the rights, if they personally think that that the way that I was talking and all that, the full time and all that, that I was acting and being a snark, then that's perfectly fine and reasonable.
Didn't say
But
that
the
when
way
you
that
joined.
people have been texting and all that, oh, I am 14 minutes in, I can't believe and all this. I am
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes in, and this is too much and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and all that. This
That's
snark
all you,
is
baby.
out of control or anything like that and all that. They only put 4 minutes of what I was saying and all that, and then labeled me. Okay, and like I am, like you had 3 hours and all that, and you heard everything and
Now
all
it's
that,
your
and
fault,
you
chat. It's
have
your
the
fault for
right
not watching the whole
to
video. You
think
clipped him
that
out of
I am a
context.
snark. So you put that, and I
Damn you,
understand that.
chat.
What I am having a problem with is not that you concede that I
You
and all that,
filthy
is the other
commenter.
people in your comments and all that that is not doing the research or anything like that. You are known that you have been doing this for a while, known to cover and all that. And I know that. And
Are you
drama
are
is
you
different.
are you sorry, you're kind of looping a little bit there. You're saying the same stuff over
Sorry.
and over. Are you looking at my live stream chat right now that's listening to you?
I was, but I had to
You
you know,
should.
No,
yeah.
you shouldn't.
Okay.
Yes,
Um,
you should.
Let me just say what I was gonna say. Okay, sweetie. So here's the thing.
Mhm.
Like, I would say, well, A, this is YouTube. If
Mhm.
you want to, you know, say, hey, this is what I felt was going on or whatever, you can make a video in response.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you make your own video in response.
Mhm.
You're always welcome to do that. Secondly, so I'm a mom. I have children, and
Mhm.
I don't really follow this stuff like everybody else does. I, watch a few videos that he sends me and everything, and I get the gist.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna say this just so you understand and you know that the minute you bring babies, little children, under the age of 18 into anything, you are automatically the bad guy. Even if you are their parent. So
Yeah.
if you use kids to manipulate your spouse in the divorce, or if you want to call CPS on somebody, you're the baddie.
Yeah.
Be, I say this because that's what your whole conversation was about. Once again, I know of H3H3. I'm not like a fan. I don't really watch. I watch the stuff he sends me every once in a while. I get the gist. And I'm going to give you a logical person, mother of a child,
Yeah.
that if someone wanted to do all the things that these people did and then bring my children into it, I mean, first off, I can ignore most of the stuff. But once you bring my children into it, I might have to go to jail. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Like,
ma'am.
like, there are lines that will get you hurt if you cross them, and they cross those lines. So
Yeah,
for
I
you
will-
to,
Yeah.
so for anyone to even have to question, I know none of the people who apparently think there's a question here have children, because if you did, you wouldn't have to ask the question of who's in the wrong and who's in the right. I know which one's in the wrong and which one's in the right. The minute you bring minors into something, you are in the wrong. That's all you have to know. There has to be, and I get the feeling, the girl you were talking about, once again, I don't know any of these people. I think you might be crushing on her a little bit, so you're giving her a little more grace. Like, whatever, you do you, boo. I don't care.
What are you talking
But
about?
children,
Denim. Talking
is
about
that her
denim.
name?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
But children, once again, are off limits. And
Yeah.
if she ever has any of her own, she will look back on this and she's gonna feel some type of way.
Well, I
Let
mean,
me tell
well, she said they don't form memories before the age of 4.
they do form memories. My first memory is at the age of 2, so don't even get me started. But anywho,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff can be very detrimental to a child. Very.
Yeah, I know.
How, if you have any experience or know anybody that does, talk to them.
I have, and I've been through it, and I told your husband that.
And yes.
Well, you haven't
I-
been through
I-
parenthood. You don't have children.
Yeah.
No, I
that's-
don't, but I have I have been with somebody that had to deal with all the, concerns
should
and
know.
where
Just
Not the
all.
same.
I mean, it's not the same, but you should still know. You should still know secondhand that once that line is crossed, then full stop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're in the wrong. The person who brings minors into whatever little issue they have with another adult. This is why we don't talk to his family right now.
Hot take, I know. Whoa. To be clear,
I'm sorry.
my family didn't do anything with minors. We don't talk to them.
You know what I mean.
We don't. Yeah, but they don't. We don't talk to them because of the way they treated my little brown children.
Yes,
All right.
exactly. When a grown adult uses a child to get at another adult,
It's wrong.
you are in the wrong. There is no but. There is no but.
For reference, so that no one gets the wrong idea,
so
watching
I'm
the
just-
stream, they didn't do anything. They didn't touch a
my
child.
God. Get off that.
I gotta
They
be clear.
know.
I gotta be clear. No, they don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta be clear. My older brother was a 42-year-old man at the time. My daughter was 2 or 3, and my mom was gonna take an all-girls trip to the beach, and my older brother was gonna go because he's gay. So I guess that makes him a girl somehow. Anyway, when he found out my little brown children were going, he threw a hissy fit and said that he's not going if they go. So that's what she's referencing. The
Yeah.
fact that my kids are excluded from things, not that they were, touched or abused. All right, I'm just being clear.
So I'm beating a dead horse here, but I'm doing so to let you and everyone else who may listen or hear this, who does not have children and can't seem to grasp this thing that should be logical to any human being that is not a psychopath or a sociopath, that you are wrong the minute you bring children into something.
And
So
when
there
you
should be no
defend-
more question.
And when you
there
defend
should be no
or
debate.
and when you defend or excuse the behavior of people who've done that, you're an accomplice at that point. You are. That's why people call you a snarker. You are on their side.
But if you want to change the way people perceive you, hey, okay, look, you know what? My youngest, she can get a little upset at times, and I'm gonna tell her when she gets old enough to use YouTube, like I mean, she uses it now, but she doesn't know about comments. I'm gonna have to tell her, don't read the comments, baby. You will be so much happier if you don't. So, once again, YouTube is a platform. You can make your own video to address how you think people may have viewed you, but stay away from the comments, maybe. Just
Yeah,
I'm just throwing
you are
it out
right.
there. Sometimes things aren't good for us.
Yeah, having an all day long crash out in my comment section definitely doesn't help your case here, but
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, looking at it like that, yeah. I can see that.
Like I'ma tell my little bundle of drama and nerves that, sweetie, comment section is not for you.
Nah, she'll be
And
fine.
I'm gonna tell you that today as if I'm your adopted mom. Sweetie, stay away from the comments. Okay?
I'd
Okay.
argue to stay away from online debates or interactions. It's
You can
look,
interact.
look. Props to you. I will give you endless props for being the guy who was brave enough to actually join my Discord. Because I've had people join and say the same stuff you've said, disagree with my takes, tell me that they're going to show me something that's going to prove me wrong, and then I invite them to the Discord and they never show up. You're the only one that ever showed up. I'm just saying maybe you're not that guy. Maybe someone else should be the guy to show up.
Well, I do have to point out that when we were talking in the middle, in between that we were just about to end, I did say to you that I usually do not do this kind of stuff. I am usually a lurker or just a watcher.
And I was very patient with you for that first conversation for that reason.
Yes.
I treated
And
you
that-
with kid gloves for that.
Yes.
Yes,
he
and that
went real
I
strong.
usually don't do that, and that so when I am new to this situation and all that. So when you're in, I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but
I'm
usually
an
if
asshole,
you're
but I'm not a monster.
new,
I took all that
Yeah,
into
but if-
account and I treated you accordingly.
yes, but if you're new to it and all that, you're not really 100% knowing of everything what is right and wrong of the situation, right?
Like I said, I took all that into account. I was very patient with you. I went out of my way to try to prove you wrong and to show you the reality. in the nicest way possible. I tried to show you
And
what
you
happened.
did, and
I
you
tried to
did,
show
and
you
I
things. And my problem was that I asked you several times during that, after showing you certain things, and again at the end. I asked you at the beginning, I asked you in the middle, and I asked you in the end. I asked you 3 times. I just went through the transcript for that video and searched for those words, saying, yes, I said it 3 times. I asked you in the beginning, how you feeling? What are your thoughts? I asked you halfway through, how you feeling now, to see if your feelings have changed. How are your thoughts? And at the end of it, after I showed you everything and you had all the information, I asked you one last time, how you feeling? How you feeling now? What do you think? And you told me you still need to see more. You still don't agree with me. So even after being shown everything, you were still on their side. It's another reason people called you a snarker, because you were given everything. There's nothing left to show you. I told you where to find and see everything. You can go watch it if you want, but I gave you the reality of the situation. I told you all the information that there was to tell, and you still didn't change your mind. It was there. It was very clear at that point that you didn't come there to learn. You came there to defend.
But young man, just remember what I told you. It doesn't matter what else happened around this. The minute children are involved.
And
Full
I
stop.
do want to, I do just want to say a couple things and all that, and ask questions, because once again, I am just trying to figure and understand and comprehend things, because I'm not trying to make an excuse and all that, but it is hard for me to do
Making
that
him
kind of
understand
stuff
things
with
is going to be a long road, guys. Lock
automatically and
in.
all that. That people usually, like you guys and all that, are easily to not have to be explained in multiple ways in basically
Button down.
simple ways that I could comprehend and stuff like that. Usually normal people are able to do that, and I am going to be truly honest with you. Because of that, I should have never even started wanting to discuss it and talk about it. But I can neither change the fact that I did and all that. I just have to learn from it and move on. But I do want to say that I am never going to agree with using kids as weapons and all
I
that.
hope not.
I will never I will never be told that I did or anything like that.
So brave.
Okay.
So brave.
But I will say that I did have doubt. I did not know the 100% truth of this situation, and I should have looked and paid more attention to that. Okay, because if I did that in the first place, then I would have never thought that, oh yeah, and have I was that basically I did not have the knowledge or anything like that, and I didn't and all that of that H3 said that stuff in the call and all that, right? And it seemed to me when I seen it and how they would clip it, it was that he was saying that they had it, but at the end and all that, like you told me that it was more of a question and all that, that oh yeah, I don't know and all that. And I will admit that when you told me that, I was like,
Knew it.
when you told me that, I was like, okay, well then I apologize. I take back everything that I said that I thought that was right and all that. I apologize for that. At least I thought I did. I don't know if I
Yeah, well, the
100%
problem is
did that.
you apologized, but still agreed with it, because I asked you at the end how you felt, and you still told me that your mind hadn't changed. You still think
That-
you still thought I was wrong.
Okay,
That
so
was the problem.
and
You
if
apologize, like
I'm
your words don't match your actions. I don't care what you say. I care
Okay.
what you do.
okay, so in that position, I will have to look. I'm gonna look at the end of the conversation when when you asked me that and all that, because I do not have any remembering of when you asked me that.
It's a long conversation. I don't expect you to remember every word of it, but
Yeah, yeah, but I do not remember the last time that you asked me and that I said to you that well, with everything that you've given me and all that, I have not changed my mind at all, and I still think you are wrong. I am I am like
Well, you didn't
50%
say it
sure
in
the
those
second
exact
time.
words. Well, you didn't say it in those exact words. You told me you were
Yeah,
open to
but
stuff, and I was like, well, what do you think now? And you're like, I still think I need to know more. You basically said that you still didn't agree with me, but you were gonna look more into it. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know how much further into it you can look. I kind of gave you everything. It sounds like you
yes.
didn't really want to change your mind. You just didn't want to argue anymore.
And I apologize, and I know that I can't change the fact that what I said, and so you took it as me not even being even thinking that anything like that. But I do want to exclaim to you and make sure that you know, after that conversation and all that, that when the time, and if I did say that and all that and it, I mean, that you can argue with that I'm just saying this to make myself look better and all that, but I am going to be truthfully honest with you, okay? At the end of that conversation of me thinking and all that, looking and talk and stuff like that, with you and all that, and taking everything that you said with a face value, and not trying to just what you said and all that, trying to what it was it uh, deny reality or whatever and all that. I took it as face value as much as I could and all that, and at the end of my thoughts and all that, at the end of the day, I have changed of every single thing that I've ever said, okay, that I have ever said, okay. My belief is that they were wrong, okay, that there isn't really a defense and all that, and maybe that I shouldn't have been defensive and all that, but I have to say the way that I was you know that assumed the videos and all that, and the way that they were presented to me, you can't really like, I mean, you can blame me and all that, but you can't really like um s- whatever you want to say and all that, because that it was presented to me that way just so that I was to assume it like that and then believe it and stuff like that on purpose so that it would cause drama, like you said, right?
Yep, that's the way the videos are
Yes.
clipped.
And yes, and what I was the whole time trying to do
Yeah, you were
was
presented an. If you've only saw information from their side, you were shown things that were clipped out of context, and you were presented a narrative,
yes.
and it
And
was
I
clear during
and
our
I said
conversation that
that.
you had bought into that narrative. The
Yes,
the problem
yes.
I had was that I couldn't talk you out of that narrative.
Yes, but you did for a fact. And I
But you
will.
didn't say that at the time. I mean, you're saying that now,
Yes,
and that's
and I
great. But you
apologize.
didn't say it
I
during that first
apologize
conversation.
that I didn't, I guess, or whatever. I don't really remember saying what you said I said and all that, and I'm not gonna argue with you that I said it over and over again, because that's what's been
Yes,
happening
that's
all day,
exactly what he wants. He
all
wants to
morning and all
monologue
that,
and give
and
his
I
side
will
and have you
say
just go,
that
well, that's
me
interesting. Thank you for showing your
going
perspective
into
and not push back at
chats
all.
and all
That's what
that,
he
and
wants. You're
I
right.
mean into your comments and all that, the whole day and all that, and all that isn't right, and that I shouldn't have done it, and probably
No, no,
isn't the
you are free to comment all you want. I don't.
best.
The commenters are free to. Like I can't stop you from commenting, and I don't care if you do. You are free to
You're
comment,
free to comment,
and those
but
people in my
just be
comments are
aware.
adults. They can defend themselves. I'm not gonna jump to defense of random commenter number
Yeah, just
487.
be
Like if they
aware that
want to,
it gets you worked up.
yeah.
That's
So,
all I'm
Yes,
saying.
but
yes,
I'm
and
also not responsible for those commenters either. So I'm not responsible for the things
I
that they
mean, you're
say.
not. I know that you're not. Okay, I know that you can't control what they do or think and all that. You can
So that's
you
that's a
can
y'all
give them
conversation. I was leaving
evidence.
you to it.
Yeah, you can give them evidence as much as you of what is right and wrong and all that, and tell them the facts and show them the facts and all that. But they can as easily just say, nope, I still believe you're wrong and all that, and just
Ah, there's
hate
another one to
watch
death.
and stuff like that type of thing, and just
Thank you.
and all that. So you can't really control what people do or say
All right, don't
and
patronize
stuff
me,
like that.
woman.
And I know that and all that. It is just that in this situation that I am in, and because that
Hundred
this
percent.
is
Got
my first situation that I'm in and all that is that I did not know how to handle being criticized or perceived in a different light and all that. And I was scared that once people put that label on me that
You
I
guys
would
aren't playing the
never
end all that
get it
drinking game, are you?
away
Please, I don't want
and
you to
all that.
die.
And
Don't actually do
I
that.
personally don't think that being labeled stuff that you believe that you're not and that you know that is that you can prove and all that you're not and all that is right in a way and all that. But I can neither here or there change what happened and all that. All that I am asking in this whole situation is that it is more explained in a better way that I can say that either you that in the future or whatever and all that of that if you see me as an iDubbbz fan and stuff like that and that I said things and all that and things is just like
That would have been a double shot.
just make sure on the other side of the situation that at least the person knows what you're doing is
It's a dangerous
um
game.
right, just to give them a heads up, not just to spring it on them.
What did I spring on you? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
That the way that you perceived me as in
I
the
don't
debate.
spring. I can't spring a perception on you. That's something you are presenting to me. I
No,
can't.
you did.
No,
Because
that's not. No,
you
that's not
uploaded
how
the video
perceptions work.
without.
That's not how.
No, you.
No, I didn't
Okay.
spring a perception on you. You came in, you had a debate, and you left an impression on everyone who watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the perception you left people with. Okay,
And you
I
and
didn't
you
just no.
explained that in
I
the
didn't just decide to
calls
call you that out
and
of
chats.
nowhere. I didn't. I called it like I see it. Again, looks like
Yes.
a duck, quacks like a duck.
Yes.
I'm gonna call it a duck.
That. Yeah.
I don't care if
Yeah.
it's a mallet.
What I'm saying
Technically,
is
I
that
could be
you
wrong, but
didn't
yeah, it still
like
looks like a
you
duck.
don't have like you don't have to give me like you
Wow.
didn't have to be like yeah what I'm about to like this is what I'm gonna name the title and all that
Oh,
that this
okay,
is what I'm gonna
okay.
put in the description or anything like that
That
but
is an unrealistic expectation. Yeah, you like I don't
I'm
need to
not saying
check with you before uploading any video to my channel,
that
even if
I'm
you're
not
in it.
saying you have to. I'm not saying you have to.
Okay, well, to even expect that or to suggest
No,
that I should have done that
no,
is ridiculous.
I just mean like even trying to reach out at all or
Right,
anything
you're
like that. Just
suggesting
to
that
add
I
a
should
little
have checked with you first, and that's not going to
no, no,
happen. No
no. Just
YouTuber's
to
going to do
add a
that.
little bit more of of a clarification of how you at the end of the debate and all that out of
I did
everything
clarify
that
at the end. I asked you how you felt, and you felt like a snarker. You felt like someone who still wanted to
yes.
defend them. Okay?
But
Again, these are all the
what I
results
mean
of
by
your
that is that
actions.
you did not at all reach out to me in DMs
I didn't
or
have to.
anything like that.
That's the point I'm making. That's never going to happen. I got all the information I needed from the conversation that we had. I even asked at the
Yeah.
end of that conversation to verify whether or not your position had changed. It had not. You
Mhm.
presented yourself as as a snarker. I called you a snarker. Okay, no YouTuber on the planet is going to have a debate with somebody and then message them after the debate to say, "What's an okay name for this?" That's never going to happen.
I
No.
thought
And
It's
that
an
the
unrealistic
title
expectation.
was not the problem.
Hmm?
I said,
What, ma'am?
remember you told me the title wasn't the problem?
No, it's not the problem. It
He's very upset by it.
what it's a no, what the problem is that I personally feel like that that because of what the whole 3 hours and all that that at the end of the day you took everything that I and all that took it away. I mean not took it away, but took it and then said, yeah, at the end of the day, he didn't change his mind or anything
Thoughts
like
aren't
that.
going
He
in.
did not show any
Ideas aren't
evidence of
penetrating.
that he wanted to and all that. And like it I tried my hardest and I did my best to do it and all that.
Yeah, you
I can't
did.
change it and all that, but I feel that
He's
in
very
my
upset about
mind
that title, by the way.
that
He had
he
spammed in
acted
my
like
Discord with
a
clips to
snark.
prove he's not a
Okay, so
snarker.
I am going to say that he was a snark. Okay, I felt that he represented that he was a friend of a fan of IDUB. So I am going to put that in the title and all that.
Mhm.
And that is that and I will not second thought because I don't have to or anything like that. Because that's my right to not have to think like that and
I'm
all
gonna
that.
say what
But
you said to
in
him
the same
and see if he
of
gets it.
that of that is that
I already
the
tried.
way that you perceived me and all that, and then saying and then telling, like, basically not telling him but saying that's what I was actually doing and all that is
This person is an H3 snarker. They just don't want to admit it.
to
You
me
cannot convince me otherwise.
of the fact is that
So I called it like I saw
I
it.
saying that, sorry, I yeah, give me 1 second
Okay,
to
let
think
me ask you a question.
yes.
If there's 10 people at a table, sitting at a table,
Mm-hmm.
9 of them are dressed like normal people and 1 of them is dressed like a Nazi, how many Nazis
Mm-hmm.
are at that table?
1.
10. There's 10 Nazis at that
Yep.
table.
Because 1 was okay. I mean, I
Yep.
can get what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the perception. Anyone who walked into that room wouldn't see 9 normal guys and a Nazi. They'd see 10 Nazis. One of them
Yes.
would just happen to be in uniform.
Yeah.
That's
And
what that means.
yes, and because you're, and
Because
I'm just
Nazis
trying.
are reprehensible. They
Yeah.
do bad things.
And if you're
And
associating
if
with
I know
them
that.
and defending
sitting
them,
with
you're
them
one of them.
just
That's
to
what that
have
means.
tea, then I, as
So
a little
If
brown
you ever,
person,
if you
am
ever,
not going to sit in that room.
I won't even go the Nazi route. If someone next to you said something racist
Mm-hmm.
and you defended them, you're also
Mhm.
racist now. Even though
Okay.
you didn't say the thing. You
Can
ran
I ask
defense
you-
for the snarker and they
Mhm.
just snarker.
So is it is it me coming to their defense if um you know I ask, why do we hate these Nazis? Why are we opposed to? What
It's not
happened?
that you asked me that stuff. It's that after I gave you the answer and explained it to you, 9 times out of 10 during that argument, you then tried to make excuses for it and excuse it.
Okay.
Even though you had no evidence to counter what I said, it was just, yeah, but isn't that like their opinion? Yeah, but if she feels like, but yeah, but doesn't she have the right to? You ran defense. You were there to defend them. And if you're there to defend them,
Remember
you're
when
one
I
of them.
said what I said about when children get involved? It's just like the Nazi thing. If I tell you,
Even-
oh yeah,
even-
the Nazis,
even at the-
you know,
even
they
at
killed
the-
a bunch of people,
Even at the
just
children
because
part.
of their
All right,
religion.
right. Even at the children part, you admitted the children thing was wrong and then ended that statement with, but, and then
Nope,
gave a
nope,
bunch of stuff to try to justify it. To try to make
it is
Ethan bad.
because
Yes.
no, it's because what I said, so that your wife and you, if
She
I don't
watched the
know,
whole
you
video.
feel-
She knows what
yeah,
she said.
okay, okay. Just to clarify, is what I said. What I said was that sometimes sometimes that is the right thing to do in the right situation. Using kids and all that is not the right thing, but it is needed sometimes to have it called and
It's
all
called a
that. And you
false
have to
equivalent.
know.
That's called a
You
false
have to
equivalency.
know
Yes,
that
everyone knows that though. You're using that as a false
I
equivalency
did not
to
know.
make it.
I
Yes,
did not.
everyone knows that there are okay times to call CPS. CPS exists
Yes,
for a reason.
we can
Everyone
be
knows that.
On the side.
So when you compare her bad time to the good times and say, but
Yeah.
there are times, you're implying that maybe this was one of the good times. You're saying it without saying it. That's what everyone hears.
I mean,
It's
the
the
way that I see it
implication.
is
It's not the
that-
way you see it. You don't get to pick how other people see it. I'm telling you how you came off. It came off as if you were implying. You didn't outright say it, but you were implying it.
okay.
Implications also have consequences.
If I go to the police and I say that Joe raped me when Joe didn't rape me, I'm a bad person.
that is completely honest.
But
because
if
that's a
Joe
false.
rapes me and I go to the police, then I'm a victim. No rape, bad person.
If someone's been murdered,
Rape,
All right.
Victim.
All right. Fine. If someone's been
I
murdered,
get. I'm getting
this
your
is kind of
point.
what
You don't
this
have
is
to
kind of
keep
what this is
giving
kind of
me
what
one.
you did. If someone's been murdered, and I go to the police, and they're like, "Hey, did Joe stab his wife to death?" And I'll be like, "I don't think he did. I don't have any evidence of it." But there are times when it's okay to stab your wife to death. I mean, he could have done it in self-defense. He could have. Blah, blah. Oh well, the cop just heard that he has motive. Like I have thrown him under the bus now.
Yep, you
Technically,
Joe
I'm
under
right.
the bus.
There are times when you can stab your wife. Self-defense is a good one. But why am I comparing something that doesn't apply to this thing? It doesn't. That has no point here. So the cop just hears, so he has motive. All right, we got to go talk to Joe. Yeah, like that's how that conversation ends, man.
Okay, no, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair statement that you just made and all. But,
Like the reason that we keep kind of
I know what you
drilling
guys are saying.
is because
No,
it's bad.
you think that I'm not. I know and all that, but what I'm trying to present to you guys is that, that the fact is that, because of the knowledge that I learned of that situation, to be honest, in my opinion, I did not know the full story. I, in the position that I was in and all that, did not know because I am not a part of it. I want to learn and all that, but I'm not a part,
Keep
and
saying he
I
wants to learn,
wasn't
but then you
there
teach
and all
him,
that
and his mind didn't change.
when
He just made excuses
it happened and
for
all
the
that, when
things he
they
was
were
being
called or
taught.
anything like that. I
See the
do
word
not
games being
know.
played here, the mental
I
gymnastics.
did not know at the time.
When Ethan
Because
says you're
of the
snark
fact
brained,
that
this is what that means.
I thought that he said it and all that with the evidence that I thought
And you're seeing in
was,
real time what happens when a
until
snarker
you
gets caught
guys
being a snarker.
corrected me and all that.
They'll
What
never
I
admit
said
it,
was
ever.
that
Which means they
I
know they're
can't, you cannot know, until you cannot know if something is happening, um, that when you are not there, like you are not in the house or in anything like that. Like, because I'm not in the house, I cannot definitely say that Ethan or anything like that has either abused and all that for
Okay,
a
whoa,
fact
whoa, whoa,
because
stop,
I
stop.
wasn't there.
What I'm telling you is that we can know that. It is an impossibility that man can afford
I'm not
that
saying
many
that.
housekeepers. Whoa, stop.
No, I'm
It is
saying
an-
in
I am
general.
saying this for the audience. It is an impossibility. You don't need to physically be in the house to know that his $3 million mansion with multiple housekeepers didn't have shit all over it. That is physically impossible that has happened. That is a claim so outlandish. I don't need to be there to know it's not true.
Yeah, it's like finding evidence in a murder case. No, none of us were there, but if your fingerprints are there on the knife that killed the person, we can kind of come up with what happened. And that doesn't make sense. I have a big freaking dog. And he would still, we live in a 3-story townhome.
Yeah, okay.
It would still take a lot.
Like if you
for
were
my
told
kids
okay,
to walk around
here
and
you
get
go.
in
Like
shit.
if you were told I murdered my wife and I did it by shooting laser beams out of my eyes. Would you need to physically be there to know that didn't happen?
I'm just gonna be truthfully honest to you. I am more open to things that people don't understand and all
Is
that.
it physically possible for anyone to shoot laser beams
You
out of
don't
their
know
eyes like
that.
Superman?
You don't know that for a fact.
Holy shit!
You do not know that. You do not. You cannot tell me that that you know that for a fact.
This is where we're
you
at.
can say
This
facts
is where
and
we're
prove
at.
it and stuff like that.
If
but
you're not there,
you cannot
then it
deny
didn't.
that
Then you can't prove it didn't
in
happen.
any
So no one can ever
situation
disprove him
of
ever because
anything
none
that,
of us were ever
you
there.
present to
And the
me,
only one who
okay,
was there is the
that,
person who's lying.
I got
That's the mental
thrown
gymnastics
by a
done. He's
ghost
found a
and
way
all
to make it so that no
that
argument ever counts.
That's the when I
Holy
tell you
shit.
that and all that. You
I can't
cannot
believe that
tell
that's
me
that slam
you
dunk
know
just
for a
missed
fact
that
that I'm
hard.
lying or telling the truth without you actually seeing
I need
it.
you to say out loud that you don't know for a fact that human beings can shoot laser beams out of their eyes. I need you to say that sentence out loud.
I'm not
going to
say that because
But you are saying it.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that no one can know.
Answer the question. Can human beings shoot laser beams out of their eyes?
No, so no,
Why was that
you
so
couldn't
hard?
imagine that and all that.
Okay,
No,
so if you heard
because
that I
I
shot
don't.
laser beams out of
I'm
my
not
eyes
black
to
and
kill my
white.
wife,
I don't think
but
that.
if you heard that I shot
it's
laser
not-
beams out
it's
of my
not-
eyes to kill my wife, you would know that that was false. You just said you know human beings can't do that.
I'm
You were told
I'm
I
sorry
did
for
something
being more
supernatural.
open
So now you
to
no,
thinking.
that's
It's
not
not
being
about
that's not
being
being open,
open.
dude. That there are some things like you can't be open about
you-
things that are wrong. It is just factually wrong that human beings can shoot laser beams out of their eyes. Being open to that idea is you just denying reality.
Did your grandma ever
Yep.
tell you the expression of be open-minded, but not so
Mhm.
open-minded that your brain falls out?
Yeah, yeah,
You-
yeah.
you-
She
you-
did.
yeah.
So, but the
So,
thing is
that's
that.
what she was talking about, though. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
okay? We do
Yeah.
know. I worked in healthcare, and I
I-
have a disability.
Can we stop talking about this? Can we? Because the way that you guys are literally because of that, I am ignorant in this situation and all that. That I am, um,
We're
I
not
am
doing
not.
anything. I asked you a simple question.
You
And you
are.
didn't give
I
a
am
simple
disabled
answer.
to a point. I just
You're
said that I.
disabled to the
that
point that you know people can't shoot laser beams out of their eyes? What disability is this?
Well,
Okay.
I was telling you that I'm disabled as well, and I have to go to the doctor a lot.
Yeah, stop hiding
And I
behind your
have to
disability.
Rely on
Okay,
science.
fuck you for that, but okay.
My
I-
wife's disabled
hold
too. She doesn't
on.
hide behind it.
I have
Yeah,
to
but
rely
you
on science.
perceive that I'm doing that, and I told you that I'm
need
not
to
trying
rely
to.
on science too. You might think
Yes.
you don't, but you do. If you're disabled,
Okay.
we both need to rely on science. So we can't
Yeah.
we can't lie to ourselves. If I lie to myself, I die.
Yep.
Like I
Yeah.
can't do that. I can't afford to do
I'm
that.
gonna be honest with you that the reason that I'm gonna be honest with you in that situation that you asked me in that situation, the reason that I answered that way was to be difficult and because that I wanted you to know because in my opinion that people doesn't
Yeah, it's obvious he
know
was never here
everything
for a
unless they
conversation.
see it and all that. I mean, they can say facts and stuff
I
like
just
that,
proved that
but
with the laser beam thing. You're right.
everything has been made up, like from the beginning, Big
What's
Bang
been
and
made
all
up?
that.
What's been made up?
Every single thing that everyone has done, like
What? I need you to be
religion,
more specific. than
right?
that.
And
All words are made up.
yeah,
That's
all
like
words are
your
made up, all
opinion,
thoughts
man.
are made up. It's not opinion, it's facts. That everything was
Oh, so it's
made.
facts when you say it, but when I give you facts, it's like my opinion. Because that was your answer to everything during the debate.
It's
Is
a
that's like my
fine
opinion.
line, facts and opinion.
Okay.
It is.
Rules for thee, but
I-
not for me, huh?
I
Okay.
mean, I mean, we're at a stalemate on that. Then, I mean,
Yeah, if I can't.
if that's the way you see,
I don't
the
understand.
world,
Can you just once again, just so that I can comprehend what you mean by this is, that I'm not really because you're saying that I'm not really understanding it and or anything like that. It's just that I am saying that that I just admitted to you that the reason that I said that was just to be difficult, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that and for first of all,
I don't buy
but
that for a
I
second.
am telling you that that I am open to things that I do not understand or
Nope.
eh,
Also, don't buy
or
that for a second.
understand or that has been
Because you give him that, and then he
was
argues it. not
factually
open to
proven
learning
that
it,
it
he's
couldn't
open to
happen, but then
disproving
I
it.
seen it in my then I seen it. I can't really deny it anymore, right?
So,
Is-
like, so my grandma, since the day she was born, said she could see dead people. You know, Sixth Sense stuff. Shut up! Leave my grandma alone. Old black lady, born in the swamps. Anywho,
Is that you, Terry?
shut up. Anywho, as you can see, he doesn't believe in such things. But
No,
I
it's
was there
nonsense.
as a kid. And I'm not saying that she saw a ghost or ghosts or whatever, but she saw something. And
I'm the ghost of civil rights past.
And that's what she
she
believed,
did
right?
see a civil.
Oh, God,
a civil,
damn it. No,
a
no.
Civil War soldier. She saw one.
The ghost of civil rights past,
Civil
baby.
War soldier. She saw one. But you know, she seemed to me like that's what she believed, but in that same vein, that's what she was open to because that was her experience.
Yeah, but that's not a thing that can be proven or disproven.
And yeah, I know. But if I said to her, Grandma, Tony just went and punched
you and me both.
You know, Uncle whoever. She wouldn't look at me and go, I mean, maybe that's just your opinion, baby. He looks fine. No. She'd go, what the fuck? She'd probably say that. What the fuck are y'all over there doing? And then she'd start questioning people and get down to the bottom of it.
Well, wait a minute.
Believing in ghosts doesn't make you, once again, don't be so open-minded your brain falls out.
Yeah, you can be open-minded to things that can't be disproven. You can't believe that my dick shoots the cure for cancer.
I mean,
now how do we know? How do we know for sure that I don't have the cure to cancer in my penis?
I have to go.
I need every cancer patient to suck my penis, and we'll see if any of them get cured.
We can suck your penis.
But I want to just buckle down and say some things before I go and all that. This is what I want.
I'm gonna lose it.
What I'm going to be doing from now on is staying out of this kind of stuff.
That's probably for the best.
I have learned my lesson that I cannot handle. I can't handle being in the wolf den and all that, and that I have learned my lesson. I have learned things and all that I wouldn't have if I didn't have this experience in the first place. Okay, and yes, I have to take some accountability of what I thought and stuff like that, my opinion and all that, and my questions and all that. I know that and stuff like that, and you can keep me accountable all you want and all that, but I will ask,
yes, you will be held accountable
out of the kindness of my heart, for you guys to have a little compassion for me, just a little bit, and either
is that not what I did during the first conversation?
Limited or just private that stream or get rid of it. You don't have to. You probably won't. I do not care if you say yes or no. I don't. I just want it. I just wanted to ask it and all that, and knowing that I would appreciate it if they would be gone or changed in any sort of way. You don't have to. You don't need to. You do not have the responsibility of doing it. It just would make somebody that made a mistake and thought more things than he should have and all that, and put more opinions into stuff than he should have out there into the wrong place, if it could be rejected and all that. And a lot of things cannot be taken away and all that. You can only apologize and stuff like that. But when
what's done is done,
you are not the one that said it, like you are not the one that has the video and all that and stuff like that, that you can't just delete it and all that. You feel like you're that it is out of your control. Okay, it is out of your control.
Let me ask you a question. If my video went viral tomorrow and I got the attention of Hassan Piker himself, and I went on one of his streams to debate him, and I went in unprepared, and he made a fool out of me and made fun of me and his title, do you think he'd change it if I sent him a DM and asked him nicely?
No.
Of course not.
And that's what I said. I said I don't expect you to do it. But the thing is that I am asking to have like a little bit of compassion to take it easy on somebody that didn't really know the grasp of what he was trying to figure out.
Again, I treated you with kid gloves during our last conversation.
You did not, sir.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
I don't think you know how hard I can go.
I'm married to this man.
You're telling me...
that was me being as nice as I can possibly be.
I can say that you can say that, yes, and all that. But in my shoes, it did not seem like you were even...
That's because you haven't seen me go hard yet.
Yeah, because
you have no frame of reference.
You do not know me personally, do you?
I was talking to you the way I talked. I was talking to you the way I talk to my children. I was treating you with kid gloves. I am telling you something about myself. You can't disprove that. You just have no frame of reference. You haven't seen me go hard.
I respected you Did I
And
or
I've-
did I not respect
Yes,
you
and I showed you
and
the same
listen?
amount of respect back. I matched that energy. Yeah, that is what happened.
But at the end, you did
I'm
not
sorry it didn't
respect.
go your way, but yes, I did respect you, and I was very respectful for that entire thing. I don't
You
think
did not
anyone can
respect
argue
the
that.
end of the. You did not respect
So you're
of
just
my
mad that at the
opinion.
end. So you're just mad that at the end that I didn't agree with you because that
No,
doesn't invalidate
it's
the rest of
that
the
you took.
conversation.
You did not agree with me. You did not respect that I didn't change my mind in your mind, and I didn't change my mind. So instead of and
It
because
wasn't in
you
my
wanted to
mind.
and
He said
because
he
you
didn't change
could,
his mind.
you named it the way
No
that you did,
responsibility for
not
actions
because of
ever.
any other reasons of anything and all that.
Yeah,
You
no personal
purposely did
responsibility
that
ever.
for clout to mis frame me and all that because
I
that's
did
how
not
you
misframe
perceived
you.
me.
Yeah, that's how everyone who watched that conversation is going to perceive you. Again, if you're looking at my live chat right now, there are people in my chat who watched that entire video. You complained about the guy that only watched 4 minutes. There's people in my chat whose comments you have replied to who watched the entire video. They saw what I saw, and they got the same impression I got. No one
Okay,
is
I would like to talk
responsible.
to them in call too,
Go
because
go ahead. Everyone's not going to
yeah,
jump into a Discord call with you. You are free to
that's
jump
fine.
into my YouTube chat and talk to
That's
them to your heart's content.
that's fine.
They're right there waiting
That's
for you.
totally
But the
fine.
point is,
You guys will not
everyone who
change
left a
the fact.
comment, 99% of the people who left a comment saw what I saw. That's not a me problem. That's not me representing you. That the entire conversation is there. I didn't clip anything out. I didn't change in anything. You weren't misrepresented. That was all
was
you.
again.
No, it
Okay,
wasn't.
wait. So, you and I had a conversation. Did you just forget everything I told you?
Of course.
What? That I didn't have a problem with the fact that what he titled it and all that. Yeah, no,
Yes.
that didn't change. It's the purpose of that. I asked
If you want to jump in, you can
if
jump
there's
in. Hold on, I'll put the Discord link in chat then. If there's people
if
who
there
are who
is
do want to jump
any
in,
like
I'll
any
play Doom while y'all go at it.
compassion into your husband to
Let's
even
make this a thing.
like consider changing and all that, but he made it
All right. Here, let me
clear
tell you
that
something.
he doesn't care that I.
No. Let me tell you something. I did consider it. In fact, I did change it. The original title was much harsher.
Okay.
The title that's
Thanks.
there now was changed like immediately after because I was like, that's too hard, and I changed it. I called you much worse in my original title, so I did consider it and I did change it. That's the nice version.
I'm going
and
to
it's as
be
nice as
nice
it's
to
gonna get.
you. I'm going to end this with a positive note. I wish the
Hold on,
best.
there's a chatter you invited into the call that says they're willing, so I'm sending them a
Okay.
link in Discord right now, and I'll let y'all go at it. But to your statement that I didn't even consider it, yes, I did consider it, and I did change it. I just didn't change it to what you wanted.
I don't want it a certain way.
You want the Snarker
like,
part removed. That's what you want.
No, I don't.
Yes, that is absolutely what you want. You've made that very clear.
No, you could add like certain things like you could add
You want me to make it look like you're not a Snarker. That's the end of it. Yes. That is exactly what you said.
I taught to somebody that I taught to somebody that may like
How
any
long
certain
do you
way
think
like
I can make a YouTube title, man?
oh my god.
I get
Then
like 50
don't
characters,
change,
dude. I get one
then
sentence.
don't change the title and all that, but put in the detail that the whole time that
I
you
didn't
were
call you a
giving me
Snarker in the
information.
description at all.
No, but you could have at
That's
least
all the detail I can add.
clarified
I did. I
a little
clarified in the
bit.
description. I clarified in the description
No,
that you were an iDubbbz fan. I didn't call you a Snarker there. You
yeah,
were an iDubbbz
yeah,
fan.
that. No, I'm not. But okay.
Well, you said that during the conversation, but we both said that we were fans of his back in 2016, regardless.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean now. But that's not the point. What I want is like I don't want like it's the principle of the thing. If you don't want to change the if you feel like you don't have to change the title, that's perfectly fine with you.
What's the principle?
But what I want,
What's the
what I
principled
want,
stance here?
the principle stance is if you're going to title something and label me something and all that, at least put my side or what I think that I was presenting.
I get one
to
sentence. I can't put all that context there. I have to summarize it in like 6 words max.
I'm talking
Tell me-
about in the
this
description.
is how
that
this
you
is
can
how,
add
yes,
a lot
I
more.
did it in the description, but regardless, no one reads descriptions. The point that you were mad about the title and the thumbnail. Like that's what you were mad about, and I don't get but so much room to wiggle with there. But this is how YouTube titles work. Have you ever seen another debate streamer title their stuff? How many times have I seen Ben Shapiro destroyed, obliterated, and blah blah blah? Yeah,
And
well,
that's not-
not what actually happened, and no one blew him up. I mean, you're
So
yeah.
I have to.
you-
I'm gonna try to be as quiet. Because I have to physically, because I can't control that I want to be loud and yell and all that, because I will get yelled at and asked to stop.
Yeah, I won't tell you to stop. But, I mean,
I
don't
have
control your
to.
household.
I have to. Yeah, and all that. So if I have
I
to
want to
just
smoke.
listen for a little bit and all that, but the thing is that I have things
Still
flipped
can't get over the
that
laser beams.
I
You actually didn't
believe
admit the
that
laser
will
beams come out of
prove
your eye.
that everything that you
Cyclops.
have said and all that that I have done
Gene.
and all that is wrong. And I will make that clear. That's what I believe, and that what I think that I can prove, and I will send you all the information
I
and
didn't hear a fucking word of it.
the everything that I have in my possession to show to you. Okay.
That's what you're supposed
I
to do today. That's the only reason I let him back in here.
commented
And he
a
sent me
couple
nothing but
times
clips of
to
my
you
own stream.
that
He was
you
only
are
trying to prove he's
lying.
not a
You are
snarker.
you are lying.
He
And that
misrepresented himself.
everything that you were saying
Ethan. He came
can't
in here to
be
try to
proven
clear
by
his name.
facts and all that. You can assume that, you can perceive
people are
it like that,
snakes.
but you could not that, and you can title it that way, but you should also be able to take accountability of the fact that that is perceived. That right there of he's a H3H3 spark is not true at all, and that I could prove it and all that, and you
Absolutely
should
nothing
be
we said
able
for the
to
last half
take
an
that
hour went in.
from face value, take the evidence and see that.
I did take it at face
Yeah,
value.
no, you didn't, because you said
That's how I got
you
started.
Hold on. So, this doesn't matter. You know that, right?
yeah.
The title
No,
doesn't matter.
really.
The title doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I gave you the information that matters.
Okay.
Who's
That,
wrong? Who's wrong? Nope. Say it back to me. Who's wrong?
The
When
people
you
that
do
put the
what?
children, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, don't. No. Not blah blah blah. Say it all. I'm
The
sorry.
people
Mama
that
voice is coming
weaponized
in.
the people that weaponize children's thing against the person because they disagree is wrong. Yes, I
So
will
who
admit
is
that.
wrong? Who is wrong in this situation?
The people that did it in the first place.
Which are?
Where's
Who
your
are those
mama
people?
at? Can
My mom's
you
dead for the last since
I didn't
October.
know
So
who's your dad? Anyone who's a parental
my
figure.
dad, I don't have any. My dad died when I was two.
Okay.
over.
Parental figure.
I
doesn't matter.
don't.
This is a grown
Fine.
man.
Doesn't
speaking.
matter.
You were talking to a grown man.
I can't tell. You
That's
know
a
I'm
grown
bad at
man.
ages. Point being is, if there's anyone in your life who's a parent,
Mhm.
I need you to say, hey, because I do this all the time. I do this all the time with the people in my life that I trust. I trust. I say, hey, I'm thinking something, but I feel like maybe I might be the oddball on this, or maybe I'm thinking wrong.
Mhm.
This is what's happening, and I might show them whatever it is, and
Or
then I
tell
get
them
their opinion on it. Someone normal, not someone who's online all the time. Someone who doesn't know these people.
You do what's called an optics check
Yeah.
to see how other people are perceiving you to
not
help you
someone-
adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do here, but the adjustment doesn't seem to be being made. You're
So
just
what
angry
you're
at the
okay? I'm gonna
This is
okay,
why I'm
so-
asking you, like, it's someone you trust
no.
who's not.
No. Can I?
No,
so
no.
What you're saying is,
I'm not done. I'm not done.
okay.
Someone
I
you
was just-
trust. I need to make sure you understand what I'm saying, because I have said this to you, and
I'm trying to tell you that I did that.
I get it. No,
Fair
you
warning,
have
she's
said
ethnic.
things to me.
Watch
that
yourself. She's ethnic.
No,
you have
I
said
mean that-
you get it, and then you have said you don't get it. So
What I was told,
I-
I presented my issue to
Mhm.
two
Really, with these
different
Discord names?
parties.
guys?
I presented myself I gave every thought and everybody, and I told them what was going on, that I was in the middle of a drama situation and all that. I told them what was going on and all that, and I asked them if I am the one that is wrong and that if I need to just not, and they told me in their opinions, and from
So I'm
and
not talking
honestly I
about
should have.
this. I'm talking about the original thing that you can't wrap your head around. That
And what
who
is that?
is wrong?
Okay. So
Who
you're
is
telling
wrong? Nope, nope.
you think that I
I need
still
you to
Answer-
say.
answer the
I
question
need
and
you
say
to
that-
answer this.
With names.
I'm-
Say
Yes.
the names.
I need you to
Okay.
say names, and I need you to answer this, please.
Okay. Okay. So the people that are the cause of it is the one that called, or and the one that didn't
Nope,
say anything
nope,
and
nope,
all
nope,
that.
Names.
nope.
And
Names.
then I was about to. So the ones that didn't say anything and all that, Denim, right? That
Mhm.
Okay.
gave it a platform and all that, Denim, the other guy, and whoever else that was a part of that group. I can try to give you names, but I don't remember them.
Names.
Okay, if you don't
But
remember them,
no,
that's fine.
no. I have another name, and the one that started the whole thing and all that was named Crazy or whatever whatever
Named Crazy.
whatever it was. Yeah. Basically, you told me that he was insane. He's the one that was sending
Bad
skulls
empanada.
to Yeah, bad
Yeah,
empanada.
anyone
He's the-
who makes the kind of videos
That he
that
makes.
I witnessed. Once again, I don't know these people. I don't watch this stuff.
made serial
I
killer
am
stuff.
a freaking housewife. Okay?
Yeah.
I take care of
Yes, ma'am.
kids and I play some video games every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I love my
Yeah.
husband. All right?
I understand that. Yep.
So
Oh, be too
I
bad.
am as normal can be.
Yeah.
All right? Other than being sick all the time.
It's a normie take here.
So this is
Yeah.
my normie take for you. I can call every number in my phone, and all the people are going to be some level of normal nerd like me, and they will all tell you the same thing. Okay?
Yeah.
So I am telling you, I love true crime. But when someone makes a video like that crazy man did, what's his name?
Um.
Empanada?
Empanada. Yeah. Sorry.
Fajita
Yeah.
or whatever he is. So
Yeah.
sure. When Empanada makes a crazy video like that, that's one of those videos where I look at it and I say, give it 5 years, I'm gonna see him on one of my crazy people shows that he killed somebody or tried to kill somebody or beat some girl or whatever it may be. That's crazy people talk that he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay?
That is
Like
absolutely true.
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you
You
watched
could
a Marvel movie?
you could
He
show
was
that
doing Marvel movie villain shit.
you could show that movie. You could show that video that he sent Ethan, that DM he sent Ethan. You could show that to any random person on the street. You could just walk down the street with your phone off and start showing it to random people, and their first response would be, "Is he in jail? Did they get him?"
Yeah, exactly. Did they get it?
Yeah.
I
All right.
used to work in healthcare.
All right.
I
Just
worked
stop.
with mental
All right.
people.
All right. You asked for
know what it
chatter.
looks like.
You invited the chat in here. They're here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go play Doom, and you guys can have at it. Here they come.
Okay. Hi.
All right, boys. Quick rules of engagement. I'm gonna let y'all go at it because he's got questions for y'all. But before we start, my only rules are nothing that's gonna violate TOS and get my stream shut down. So no in-bombs, absolutely.
Oh, you don't have to worry. I'm live stream trained. You don't have to worry.
Cool. I just got to put that out there. All right, y'all have at it. I'm gonna mute up.
Mhm.
How's it going, my man? You doing good?
Not really. No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Just became a spectator stream.
I think just personally for me, I was like trying to figure out and correct me if I'm wrong. You said that you're just learning about this,
Yes.
like the whole situation.
I'm learning about being put, like, what I mean by just learning about the situation is you know how he I actually don't ever, I don't think that I ever like said a name or anything, but Dev Wits and all that, the way that he started to basically I'm new to the fact that I've never put my input or watched drama and all that to learn and put my thoughts and all that. That is new to me in every sort of way, is what I mean.
So, would you say that your knowledge about this is probably below average, the average
Yes,
person? Like for
yes,
me,
and I'll admit that. And I'll admit that.
so I'm trying to figure out why you would join a debate to talk about it, though. Is kind of where I'm at.
Okay, so I will say this, and I will show you the clip, and you can
I don't need to
see
see your clip. I'm just curious. Like, what was
because
your thought process? Like, what
so
was
when I
going through your head when you
so
said, "Let me jump on here"?
yeah, so I went into the text and all that, and maybe I shouldn't have said what I said and all that because who really cares and stuff like that. But I said to him that I'm new here. I'm not really used to doing this kind of things, but to be I really don't agree with what your opinion and all that and stuff like that, and the way that you have represented it and the way that you are given the information and all that is what I was trying to say is not really changing my mind more that I am watching you without being able to go and personally ask for more details and all that. So I think that it would be the right time for me is in my head. What I said in my head was, let me just write this message, see where it goes and all that, right? That I'm not really used to it, but I do,
So,
and I am open to different views. Okay.
so, so you say that, but like, I feel like we're all sitting here. I think we're all watching the same live stream, and it's like you're saying that, but like, it feels like you're up here speaking to speak, and you're not really absorbing anything being said to you. It kind of
That
feels like it's going through one
okay.
ear and out the other, is what I'm saying.
Because of what reasons?
Be- because you've had evidence put in front of you and you've just denied it. I believe not that
I'm not
long
even
ago
living in the
you
same
said something
reality as this
about
man.
humans being able to shoot lasers from their eyes.
I said that
I
you
think we're
100% can't always know things and all
we
that.
can
It's out of
definitely
your control.
100% know
That's the
that
thing
you
we can know.
cannot
Yeah,
shoot laser beams from your eyes.
I mean,
I feel
like I
like if we're
said,
at a point,
yeah,
let me finish, please. Let me finish.
yeah, yeah.
I think if we're at a point where you can't even concede something as mythical and fictional as laser beams out the eyes, I
Hmm.
feel like you're having this conversation for the wrong reason. I feel like
That
you're
is,
running defense for what you perceive to be your side. And
mhm,
that's fine and dandy, but like it defies all logic at this point. It's like
that's fair.
everything is kind
That's
of
true.
against you on,
Hmm.
and it's being presented to you though. And it's
Yeah.
like you came up here to saying that you wanted to have a conversation, but like that's not what it's coming across as.
Okay.
It feels like you want to talk, but like not get any pushback.
Okay. So, can I add to
Mhm.
this? Okay. So you're saying and all that is
He has to talk to normal
reasonable
people. Yeah, it's not just me,
because
bro.
of how I have been doing this and all
Thank you,
that. But
chat.
I
You guys are
was
awesome.
not like this when I first started. I was not just going in the circles and saying things just to say things right now. I
Isn't
am
this how
on
this
the
started though?
and no, listen if you can. Um, at this point,
See, it's your
I'm
fault now.
at the edge
Or
of
someone else's
that.
fault.
I was like, they said that
You will
I was
understand if you just
crashing the
heard me
whole
the way
day.
that I think
Okay,
I'm
I am
talking.
at the point where it
If you just
is
hear me the way I want
ending
to be
for me
heard,
right now, but I am still on the cusp
why
of,
won't you
I
you
listen to the
know,
propaganda?
I
being
don't think it's
biased
What's
in
wrong
ending.
with
certain
you?
ways. Hmm?
He said
No,
that you're coming down off of crashing out, and I think it's the opposite. I think it's ramping up at this point because
it's
you're still here, man. And you
no,
guys have been
it's
talking in circles for the last like couple of hours, man.
yeah,
Hi,
that's perfectly fair. I've been trying
hi.
to, yeah,
Can I jump
but
in
yeah.
just
I
a
just
second?
wanted to put it out on the net.
Sorry. I'm just confused because you already kind of said that you don't really have a. Sorry, my mic's screwed up. By the way, I don't have my
It's
headset.
okay.
I just moved.
Hmm.
You've already kind of admitted that you don't really have like as big of a knowledge base on this subject as like a lot of other people would. Like even the
Hmm.
average person, I believe, is the exact terminology used.
Hmm.
So why? First of all, why would you, if that was the case, why would you feel the need to even write the message in the first place? And also, why were you so upset about being labeled as a snarker when you were bringing up nothing but snark talking points?
Okay. I'm going to if I can, I'm going to answer them. So the first
Oh.
one.
Never mind.
Okay.
I had a pressing question because I just thought of something.
Yeah, you
where
can
do
ask.
you get your info from? Like, where do you get your news about this from?
So the way that I can actually, give me 1 second, that I can actually go in my history and tell you which channels that I actually, the first channel that I learned about it, and then I did more research and all that. And it's not like I went to
Just say the name of the
channels
channel,
that
man.
just went over it and all that.
We don't need the
I
history of how you
actually,
found
in my case, went to what the
it.
source at
Nope.
first, like that I learned that
Figured it was coming.
H3 was saying stuff and all
I
that
want you to
that
listen to
was
the rest of the more.
crazy and all that was perceived to be crazy, right? So I went to his stream, vlog channel and all that.
So just
Enough
so we can
boobs in the
set a
world for you.
timeline, you heard about Ethan going crazy, and then you went to go see for yourself.
I heard that what I heard was that
Low IQ
so I
individual.
think it was either either
I don't know what
someone that I
disability makes you
am
believe that laser
following
beam
or
lasts, but he
just a
got it.
random video that decided to pop up and I clicked on it because it looked
I think
like
he's,
a
I think he's
like
leaning on
a
the disability
clickbait
thing.
type of thing.
Like unless
Actually,
it's a
this
mental
is
disability, which in his case I
from
don't know, it might be.
so
But
this
I don't
is
know
what
his
I
disability. I don't know what his
just
disability
no,
is.
that's
Would you say it's a
But
snark video?
he's using it as an excuse.
I
for
would
his
not say
behavior.
it's a
when,
snark video.
when he's
So,
already like I would believe
so
that.
this
So it
is
was
where I'm
unbiased.
going.
It was completely down the middle.
Yeah, I
him
wouldn't
if he
say
didn't
that
know
it's
better.
unbiased, but it
he's already
wasn't like
stated during the conversation that he
like
knows better. And then when
I
he's proven
would
wrong, he
say
hides behind the
wasn't
disability. Yeah, he's hiding behind it.
called a this is because of snarks and all that to make sure that it is weaponized of how things are going. Okay, so actually
it's
this
never
is
really going
okay.
to
One
be
of those
called
people who's weaponized.
yeah.
He's
by the people
weaponizing his
making it because
disability.
it's all dog whistles. That's the thing about it.
Yes, and if I am correct, so what is a dog whistle type of thing scenario again?
I
If
explained
you
this to
can
him last night many times.
Yeah, no worries. So a dog whistle is it's kind of like the if I bake 6 million cookies but actually only bake 120,000. That's a dog whistle. That's a super big Nazi dog whistle. What that is it is a code phrase or a meme or a picture that will only it communicates to somebody who is part of a group, and only people
or
that
a
are part of that
community,
group
right?
supposedly, or a community exactly, that hey, I'm in the know, you're in the know too, right? And
Hmm.
people who aren't necessarily in that community group or faction wouldn't necessarily understand it. That the term dog whistle, because of course only dogs can hear the dog whistle. Only people from your group can hear the dog whistle.
And if you are able to see that somebody is trying to do that, in that case, are you the
Trying to limit
part
my
of the
commentary to when
thing,
they're not
and
speaking.
are you probably maybe
Or when he's speaking,
overthinking,
because I
or
think y'all heard everything he had to say.
is it a possibility that the
Sometimes
information that like the little, like a picture that says words, right, and all that, and they put it and all that, that is like this person is this and this and all that, and basically not in so many words and all that, but saying this character is a snark and all that, that is in chat right now and all that, right? And all that. So and the thing is that a dog what you're saying a dog
I just
whistle
wanna play games.
is basically a call to action, right?
My brain's broken. I just
So
want to play games.
and
That's
they
I
do
don't
it
think that's what I don't. I think you're misunderstanding what a dog whistle is. So a dog whistle is like sort of like a secret message to sort of just be like, hey, the circles I run in, you too, right? And if you understand the dog
I
whistle,
explained all this to him last night.
it's and you use it yourself, you are probably running in those circles.
And is it sometimes used to like to say like basically how I thought it was, but
It's like a wink. It's like a wink at the camera if you think about it that way.
yeah, a wink to a camera.
Exactly.
And sometimes people take the wink like, oh yeah, they winked at me, so maybe I should do something or I will do something, like like the fact that for the
I think these boys might be
people
in over
that
their head.
entered the White House, whatever, when they made the symbol and all that, showed the Trojan horse or the dog whistle to the other people, they knew at that
Main
time
character
to
syndrome,
take
yeah.
an action
Yeah.
and do
Lot
what
of
they
that.
meant to do, knew what they were supposed to do, right?
Yeah, let him wield it as a weapon.
Yes, I don't.
They treated
I
him like
think
his
I
disability
don't
was an
think.
excuse for everything.
Thing.
They
I
let
I think I
him hide behind it.
misunderstand
They
what was
taught
said.
him that. That
Could
was
you
one of the
could you rephrase that? I'm sorry.
I think what you're talking about are quote unquote, and
Yeah,
this is
that was learned
a
behavior.
cringe term. I apologize. Activation phrases. Those are typically used after the dog whistle's already been affected or effective. Sorry,
They used it
and
as
you're
an
already
excuse to not
into that
discipline him,
group.
which led
And
him to
so
use
like
it as an
who
excuse
you're
for his
watching,
behavior.
and then they'll be
Yeah,
like,
that's what happened. Because
they'll
he'd be
start
in
posting the
public,
Trojan
probably doing
horse,
something
stuff
wild,
like
and
that, and
instead of
that's
them
how
disciplining
that's
their child or putting him in
getting
check,
posted.
it was that he's got a
But
disability. It was no
a
longer
good
that.
example of a
Yeah.
dog whistle. Have you ever been
The
on TikTok
disability
or
became
the
an
internet
excuse for all
anywhere
his
and just seen
actions.
never lose your
From them and
a
now from
great
him.
example of the dog whistle? Because to the average person, it doesn't mean anything. It could even like sound like an optimistic thing,
Yeah.
but it's actually like pretty heinous if you know what it means.
Yeah. So, I so
Some
the
currency.
dog whistle and all that could be anything, a little bit like anything, like even like a sign or a
yeah,
word or a
upgrades.
couple
That's what
words
feels.
and all that, is what you're saying?
A recognizable phrase or like
Still
even a
talking about
meme.
dog whistles. Yeah.
Or a title or a community name, right? So like
He doesn't
Snark,
get it. He still doesn't get it,
H3
guys.
Snarks, right?
I don't think we're gonna make any ground.
He figured it
Well,
out.
the thing
I
is
don't
that
think we're gonna
I'm
make any
trying to
ground here.
prove that
Yeah,
in
it's not going
fact
in, man.
that
It's not going in.
he is doing the Trojan horse to call people in action to defame me and basically say
I'm
that
not
I'm
trying to
wrong
defame him.
and that I have no
That's the
right
thing
to
that's
my
not happening.
opinions or thoughts or anything like that, or to ask
I
any
don't
questions.
I
I don't
don't
think
think that was ever said to you. I don't think that was ever a point of contention. I don't think it's. Have they been saying, "Hey, I don't want you to speak your mind"? I feel like they've given you a pretty good platform to speak your mind. I mean, you've been up here
And
for a
I
couple of
have,
hours,
and I have, and
right?
I
And you guys are
appreciate that.
conversing, but from us, from the audience, it seems like you're not absorbing anything that they're saying. It feels like you just want to stand on the soapbox, but you don't want
Okay,
anyone to call you down
so
from the soapbox.
Boom!
so
This guy
I'm
nailed it.
gonna, yeah, okay, okay. So I'm going to make the last and final
You don't want to debate. You want a
say,
soapbox.
like trying to make you guys understand this situation and all that. I do not agree with anything,
Well, you're free to
anything
disagree. It doesn't make
that
it not
I
true,
thought
son, just
was
because you
right when
disagree
I
with it.
first started. I do not agree or
That's the thing
condone
is, I don't get
anything
how
that
you
I
can
thought.
agree
Okay,
with me and then
I
still
was
be on their
only
side at the end. That's the point I was trying to get through
knowledgeable
to him.
with
Is you
what
tell me
I
I'm right
was
for the entire thing, and then at the end I ask you how you feel, and well, I feel
brought
like it's telling
to
me to see
and all
more.
that, and
So
I
you
will
haven't been
admit
swayed.
that.
Okay.
Okay, I
But
will
that's what I'm
admit.
saying. Have you been looking at any of the things I've been saying in chat? I've been saying for a little bit now. It's just like if you know that you don't do very well in situations like this, it's like why do you keep
Right.
coming up here? This is your
Well,
second time up
well,
here.
well. That's perfectly fair, and I should have took some advice from my
I
friends
don't
that
think this is for you, my man.
I'm trying to.
And it's like
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
it's like the lovely queen on the stream said. It's like you could do a YouTube video. You could.
well,
He called you a
maybe
I
queen,
think that would probably be better. You'd be able to
African, my
assemble your
Nubian
thoughts and
prince.
edit it
Yeah.
and, be able to, say
They
what you
called
want
you a
to say
queen.
and leave, no
Just like the
crumbs
queen
type
on the
thing. I
stream
feel like that
said.
would probably be better for you. I don't think
My
live
little
stream debates
Nubian
are the best
prince.
way
Yeah.
for you to get your
well,
thoughts and your points across. I
so
just don't think it
that's
is.
so yeah, that's
Wakanda
yeah.
forever.
So that is truthfully right. Okay. So I will double down in this situation and all that,
Why?
and tell you guys from the beginning of this situation, I did not want to come into his stream.
Then why did
I
you?
wanted to talk to him about this situation in a private, and I have asked multiple
Yeah, I don't do
times if
those.
we could and all that, and
Did they
he
hack your
basically
computer and force you into the call?
No, let me finish,
I-
and then you can add to this. Okay, just let
Yes, I
me.
told him the only way I'll
Is,
talk to him
the
is on
fact
stream
is
because
that
for my safety, I need this
I
conversation
had
recorded.
no other choice if I mean I had
You
choices.
see how
Right?
quickly this
I'm
guy
not
will
saying I
repaint
didn't.
history.
But in my eyes, that if I just let things happen and stay silent, in my opinion, I have a right to what I want to say and what I think is right or wrong, right?
What was wrong with you just like commenting though? Like I
I
feel
did
like
that. I did that, but
yeah, and just leave it at that. Why
once
did you have to
again,
come up on the stream?
okay,
First, the
so
second
He
time,
stole
whatever.
his
Okay, you know
color
what? I'll
coded.
give you
Yeah.
that. The first time, that's completely fine. You want to jump up here? That's what I'm doing. I'm jumping up here and I'm
no,
speaking
okay,
speaking my
yeah.
mind type thing, right? But you saw how it went the first time. Why would you come up the second time?
So that
point.
is perfectly fine and all that, and you might not have heard or did
Now
heard
he's going to
hear
disprove your opinion,
and
my
all
man.
that, but I'm not trying to
It's like your opinion, man.
excuse
And then let me tell you why it's wrong.
and make an excuse and all that, but so it is hard for me to understand things in text, like completely comprehend unless I use speech to text or anything like that.
Manipulation.
To read a message and not take it out of context or not understand it unless I like really research it and all
Am I
that.
not?
And in that scenario of that, the first time and all that, that I put the message and all that, and I said that I would like to learn and all that. I also put another message and all that to
You just
him
forgot the
did
messages
not
he typed.
seem he couldn't comprehend what I mean and all that and wanted
Oh,
me
I couldn't
to
comprehend.
add to it
Okay.
and all that. And I would have and all that in text and all that, but I
I'm a
couldn't
dummy. I
because
don't
it
know
would
nothing.
take a longer time.
It's
It
clear
would
that I
have
have a problem with
been
interpreting reality.
What?
more
You got
effort
somewhere to
than
be?
um the fact that he actually like
Oh,
said
I
like
kind of understand that like sometimes texting is harder for some people than just like voice
I have a
chatting
key
or
card.
talking over voice, and you
I
do
am more
absolutely have your you
I want to
you
be
have
able to voice
just
your
real
content.
quick, you have your right absolutely to voice your opinion, but Death Witch also has more. He has more than enough rights to not want to do that in a private setting and to say if you want to talk to me, it has to be on live stream. That's his right too, don't you think?
yes, but at that same point that you guys are saying, well then why and stuff like that, it is
Fuck, I didn't see
because
it.
that he took that his right to not be to take it to a private and all that, and said no, I don't really go into VC or anything like that until stream and all
And
that
you
and
know what I would
whatnot.
have done there? I would have said, okay, and that would have been the end of it.
Yes, yes, and I should have done
If
it,
I
and
know I can't, if I know I'm not very good on live stream, if I know that I probably don't have the most knowledge about this sort of thing, if I know that when it comes to debates, I just can't, I get upset. I mean, not for nothing, you were crying at one point, and it's
I
like, I
I'm
feel like
gonna
at one point you can't put this on him. Like this is completely like you did that. You came
okay.
on the stream.
I will admit that I put myself at the first time in a situation that I couldn't fully comprehend
Both
that I
times.
did
You
not
did
know.
it both times.
Okay, I did
This
not
time,
know as much.
even
I did
Chad
not
is
know as
dumbfounded by
much
your lack of comprehension right now.
coming into the debate, the conversation, and all that. To the end of the conversation, I learned a lot more and
Damn,
understood
only
a
have
lot
41.
more at the end. I felt that I said that, but he says that I didn't, and that's his opinion until we can prove it to be fact
You can go
and
back
show
and rewatch
video
that
of it.
video if he does want to prove it.
And he says it's fact and all that, but that's not the point. I
Yep.
should have done better and stuff like that. And I I'm losing the reason, to be honest. Like I'm losing like why I
It's like you're
first started
conceding to everything I'm
to
saying. Like
do
you're
this
saying
and
you're
all
right,
that, to
you're
let
correct, and
evidence and
everything,
all that,
but
and put my input and all that.
then
The
you keep
reason that
going.
I started, the reason that I started doing it and all that was because I felt that I was, that what he was saying and all that, presenting me as I'm and like I could be doing that and all that, but is wrong, is a lie, and like it, and to me it is a lie, even if that in his
That's not how
possession
lies work.
and that people are taking it like that, it's a lie in like really, because like,
Perception can't be a lie.
and
If that's how you came off to people, that's how you came
H3
off to
Snark
people.
that I am not, and yes, that's how how of some of my thoughts and opinions and all that, and I don't know what else to say, how to say it, but my opinions, like my concerns and all that, probably like maybe I asked too many questions or thought too many things and all that that sounded like a HVAC snark, but in my
You did. A lot.
attempt to understand things, I was not trying to be a snark. I was not attempting to weaponize my words or use them against other people to make myself feel better
This
or
is
make
a
it more
manipulation
knowledgeable
tactic.
that
He's
I
lying
think
right
I'm
now.
right and stuff like that. It was more of a position of trying to ask questions and understand it. If I didn't ask some more
His
questions and
intentions were
stuff
clear
like
from
that,
his actions, guys.
but the
Don't
it,
forget
the
that.
But that's not
issue,
what's happening though. Like this whole
no,
time you've
if
been
you let me
conceding the
finish.
points, but you continue going. Like you say, yeah, you're right, but then like you go back and you just start arguing it again.
I
Boom.
Like it's
Just
been
got an
going
answer
in
for you.
circles.
you
Thanks,
can,
random
yeah,
chatter.
that's true. Because
You're about
when
to do it
he said,
again.
Yeah, he's gonna do it right
no,
now.
I'm just gonna.
He's about to do it again.
So when you or him say things like that, and I go back and I say, yeah, but the thing is, and stuff like that, it's not intention to keep going back and forth or going in circles and all. It's
Oh, it
in my
explodes.
view, me saying like, well, I mean that's your perception
Like
of
your opinion,
your
man.
reality, but in the perception of anyone
That's not how
else's
reality
reality,
works.
or
There's no my
even
reality and
mine.
your
I mean,
reality. There's
it's
just
not
reality.
that I agree with it, or that's what I'm saying.
If
That
you needed any
in
further
my
admission
reality is
that
a
he is
different thing or
denying
anything, but
reality, there
it
you
could
go.
be perceived in a
In my
different way
reality.
that
So literally
you
what he just
are
said.
not actually thinking that it could and all that, or not that you aren't thinking or anything like that, or not you are not acknowledging it could be like that, and that is what I was trying to say and all that. And I am going and the thing is that I did multiple times go back and forth every time that he said things and all that. It was me trying to be more neutral than actually put my opinion in, stuff like that, trying to keep a neutral thought process and all that, trying to be neutral and all that, and trying to keep my mind open and all that. So maybe I was a little bit more hesitant and more like, well, you could also say that, and in my brain decided to say it a little bit too much and all that over and over again, and I apologize for that. But yeah, so I am not going to deny that this has been going back and forth, and that you guys are perceiving that because that I in that debate and all
Like this
that
should have been a
was going
2-minute
back and
conversation.
forth in
When I
this
told him how
situation,
he
but
was
this
being perceived, he
situation
should have been
is
like, I didn't realize
completely
that. Thanks,
different.
I'll change the
The
behavior.
reason that
I
I
don't-
am
End of
I don't-
conversation.
it
That's all I have to
is
say.
because the
I
reason I
really
am
don't.
here, the reason I am here is to debate
Could-
the way
He
to
wants you to change your
debate
perception without him having to
the
change the
way
behavior.
that he
That's what's happening.
made a statement that two statements that he made that debate that it is wrong, and he has
Yeah,
his
what I say that
The
was.
and
reason why you're
debunk it.
here is
Tell us about
different,
it,
but
baby.
if we play the stream side by side, it's the exact same stream. It's just
Yeah.
part two.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
you might have like changed possibly like on your positions. I can't keep track. I genuinely don't know at this point.
That's
But
fine.
I don't
It
know.
confused
I
Ollie.
don't.
That's perfectly fine. That
His
is
word salad is intended
I
to be
lost my
fine.
train of
confusing.
thought. I don't know.
It's doing its
that
job.
is honestly what I've been trying to keep
He's
is
not
my
as
train of thought, but
Dumb
my
as he's
brain
making
is
himself out
going
to be, Chief.
1 mile.
You
Like
said that
He
you
knows what
used
he's
to
doing.
lurk, like you just used to lurk, and that was it.
I only have ever lurked in videos.
I
I
think you should
only
keep it that way,
watch,
my man. I'm gonna like not to be mean or anything. I think you should keep it that way.
and I appreciate that
I think that's
opinion
better
and
for you.
thought.
Are you?
I
appreciate your
But just
opinion,
not to
but
be
it's
offensive.
wrong.
Are you
There we
neurodivergent?
go.
I'm a lot of things. I am
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Same here. Okay. All right. We're besties in that. Okay. Autism, ADHD. I got the whole 9 yards. Okay.
I'm just normal.
Yes.
With that, I
feel like that makes
understand.
me a
Like, I'm not
minority
good
at
in
this point.
certain areas, right? Like large crowds, I cannot do them. I get
Yeah.
overstimulated immediately. I cannot do them, right? So you
Mhm.
know what I do? I stay away from large crowds. That's what I
sense.
do. and it's
Yes,
worked very
and
well for me. So
yes, and
I
from
feel
now
like
on,
you know
Asshole.
yourself better than I know you, and I feel like you probably correct me if I'm wrong. You know that when it comes to debates like this, you probably don't do the best.
yeah,
Am I
and
wrong?
I'm going to admit again that I should, when I
Should probably avoid
was
them. Yeah.
talking to a
That'd
couple
be
of my
smart.
friends and asking them
That's what
what
I'd do if
that
I were
I
you.
should do and all that,
I
I
enjoy a good
should have
debate.
taken their
This
advice
is
and
clearly
then
not up your alley. Jake.
also took the advice in my head that maybe I shouldn't do this and I should just stop it and all that. But yeah,
Yes.
impulse issues and stuff like that, I have
What is
those
intrusive
too.
thoughts win?
Those are not excuses of my behavior that I can
Would you say
and
that
all that.
jumping up to debate was an impulsive decision, maybe?
Yes, yes, yes. I will admit
The first
that
time, maybe, not the
me
second.
going into that
You came
conversation
back
with
for
trying
seconds, Chief.
to learn and all
I
that
think you
was
secretly
an
enjoy
impulse
this. You
issue
think
that
you're gonna make a
impulse
you think you're fighting a good fight
situation
out
that
here.
I just impulsively just wanted to do and did
Come on, I pulled the left
and
trigger.
stuff like
Line
that
up.
and didn't think of the consequences when I was doing it and saying it and then and all that. But yeah, it was an impulse issue that was not
I
purposely
didn't see
or
those green.
intentionally
I can put
trying
green
to
in
be
color.
aggressive or anything like that. It was more of the fact that
Give me the health. Give me the health.
that I wanted to do something and actually, to be honest, like just had my voice heard for one moment of a time and stuff like that. And
Well, you got your moment.
maybe I thought that I was more knowledgeable and thought that I could, say more and prove more and stuff like that. But I was
Yeah,
proven wrong.
I
I
wouldn't
was,
debate things that I don't know too much about. It's like with
yeah,
the
yes,
Israel and Palestine things, I avoided like debates with those because
I
I
avoid
don't know a
politics
whole
in
lot
general, and
about
I admit
Israel and
that. I
Palestine. It's
don't
just
inject
it's not really my
somebody.
I know the basics, but like I know I don't know enough to like go on stream and debate somebody about it, right? So I don't.
yes, and
Smart.
usually I don't too, but for some reason, just I
Aw,
can't
you liked
I
me.
can't
I feel
tell you
special.
when I decided to just not
It was
give a
when he heard
fuck
the
and
sweet,
just do
sultry
it to
sounds
just
of my
do it and
voice.
see
That's
where
when he
it goes
decided.
type of
Let
thing
me
and all.
let me give you a scenario, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let me run something by you. Let's
Oh my
say
god, dude.
Joe Schmo the streamer, right? And instead of our
That's
homie Witch
me!
over here, right? Let's say Joe
Oh,
Schmo the streamer, he has
not me.
10,000 viewers, concurrent viewers or whatever,
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's
Let's say
definitely
you
not me.
jumped up and debated them
Yet.
right then and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you would, I would assume, have a similar go of it as you are here today. I feel like you're putting yourself in danger because those 10,000 people, depending what kind of community it is,
Yeah,
and
this
there's
could
some
have went a
pretty
lot worse
nasty
for you.
fucking
You got
communities
lucky
out
it was
there.
me and not a different community.
Like you're putting yourself in danger. You're putting yourself in the limelight. It's like
Yeah.
God forbid they get a hold of your info or something like that. I feel like this is not a space you should be taking up specifically when it comes to debates.
Everything
Right?
he says
Yeah.
I
applies
think
to
you were
everyone that hates
lurking,
this
and that was
snarker.
probably
I want you
going
guys to
very well
remember
for
that.
you. But I think you should
This is
return to
advice for
lurking.
literally
I
everyone
think
that hates
that
That
free snark.
doing
I
this
will.
Which is going
doesn't
to be his new home now.
it's
I
like
hate
But
to
you
hear
I
might have
you.
do
learned,
have
and that's
I still have
If
fantastic. But
he
you can
if
learn
he
just by
honestly didn't
watching
know H
people's
free snark
content as
exists,
well. I
after
feel
our
like you could go
conversations and
about
me
this
telling
better
him
if
that
you
there's
truly
full of
wanted to be
people like him,
knowledgeable about
he's
this.
going to
There
see
are
it as a new
better
home
ways
and
to
he
go
will go
about it.
there.
But jumping up and debating a topic that you yourself don't know, that's not going to help you learn.
uh,
That's going to make it worse.
yes, yes. That is yes, that's right. Yep.
That's all I really had to say. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm probably
and
gonna go smoke some weed.
that's yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
But
that's
wouldn't
fair. You
you
can smoke
say
weed.
before you go,
It's a good thing
wouldn't
you got
you
his
say
permission now.
that because I was in this situation that I would know more than a lot of other people like you guys and stuff like that? That
I feel like
because
you're more knowledgeable now. Oh, I'm sorry, you were continuing. I'm sorry. I thought you were
sorry,
done.
but because of the situation that was going between me and him and all that, that me and him are the one that knows the most of our intentions, our thoughts, and stuff like that between the both of us, right? You would say?
Uh, yes, but what you're presenting is very different to the audience, is what I'm saying.
Yes, because it is different. Because in my point of view, the way that he has represented the situation and the way that he has said it is to benefit his narrative of that I was trying to debate him. I was
Buddy,
trying
not
to
for nothing, but this
rebut
is a
him.
content creator. You jumped into the
That's
lion's den. He's
that's
gonna make
fair, but
content.
I have a right to
You
say
can't
that
be
it's a
mad at
lion
him
Lions
for
and
making
point it out and
content.
badge it.
He
I'm
called
not
it like I
saying-
see it. I do not have a problem with how he titled the video. I'm just gonna say that. I think that he made a pretty. You're using snark talking points, so whether you like it, you're kind of a snarker. Like at this
Okay.
point, like it's like, what else would you? What did you want to be called in the title? What would you have
I
preferred?
didn't want to be called anything. Honestly, I didn't think that he was gonna
Joe
upload his
Schmo
live
comes
stream.
on stream and he tells all.
I thought that I didn't because I just started to watch, like literally joined into his stream because I watched one of his videos of him watching and comment giving his opinion and thoughts
Commenting,
about
yeah.
what was going on and stuff like
I knew what
that.
he was
And
trying
then
to
I wrote
speak
a comment, and then I seen that he was live, and then I did what I did. I put myself out there and all that, and I regret it from here now and all that, and like
Okay.
yeah,
All right. That's
and
good.
I regret
I
everything
still think
and
I
all
was
that,
overly
and
nice to him the
I will
first
not
time. I
do
can't
that
believe he's
in
framing it as if I was
that
malicious.
anymore and stuff like that. But
If you guys want to know
can
why I'm not
the
nice,
very
fans
much
have not
appreciate your.
changed.
look at this guy.
That he has stated
The kid's gloves will not go on again.
he has stated in stated things that are not true, and it's
I don't know how to get
whatever
up there.
that
Can you give me an
he
Do you
stated.
think that? I have. Do you think that to be a snarker, you have to be on the snark subreddits?
Yes, that's what he thinks.
I
Good
That's
think
his argument.
that I have to think like them and think the way
Uh-huh.
that they
That's all things you did.
did, and
He thinks you have to be on the snark subreddit.
maliciously
Yes.
try to
Which he will go to now because we've told him it existed.
weaponize
He's honestly not a
my
snarker.
opinion
He is now. We just
and
accidentally
use it
created a
against somebody else to make themselves feel better,
apologize, Ethan.
feel
That was not
worse,
my
and all
intent.
that, and crash out and stuff like that. That's what I think a snarker is, H3H2 snarker, because they
Okay,
went
so
in.
you don't think you exemplify any of that? You don't think you have any of those
No,
traits?
no, I
You
think
don't?
that
Okay.
I went into.
Well, then I don't.
Yeah,
I
he
went
has
into
no,
the stream
no,
with an open
no
mind
perception.
and had
himself.
opinions and
No awareness.
questions
No
and all that.
self-awareness.
When he said that things and all that, it was either okay, that's fine, but what if it was like this and all that? It was not
Would
trying to give an excuse. It was more of me trying to say like, yeah, but what if it was like that? I mean, and then he would say in a buttle, it doesn't matter like that. And then I took it as okay, that doesn't matter and all that. Okay, now that he said that, I will take that into future consideration and not repeat that and stuff like that. He has multiple
But then you
times
repeated
made
it.
the point of that, like
Keep saying
things
you learned,
of
but then you do the
nature
opposite.
of that. You cannot condone that. You cannot just sit there and not condone what was going on and all that, and act like nothing was wrong and all that, and say that like things like they are innocent and all that, when there's evidence that they are not, that they are not victims, that they are the perpetrators and purposely did it and stuff like that. He has said that multiple times, and I realize that, and I have said that yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'm not, everything that he said I agree with, but I also just said, well, other people should think like that. I personally thought that it wasn't trying to be a snark and all that. I didn't know that it was trying to be a snark. If I asked if
He's a snarker now.
if it could be preserved in a different light, I thought.
so you
I thought
agree with him on everything except that you're a snarker? Am I
that
getting
I'm
that
That's why
right?
he's here. That's the whole
that I'm a
reason he joined today.
snarker. That I went.
But you agree with
into-
everything else?
No, let me finish. That I'm
No,
a
he
fan.
doesn't. He'll never
I'm
admit
a
that, but he
fan of
doesn't.
iDubbbz. That I went and said that I think that the way that his views and all that, the way that he took
Fuck you.
the way that he took things and all that was wrong and bad and were wrong thing and all that. I believe that I did not say that, and I do not agree with what he said that I said. But I do agree with everything else.
So I watched that whole debate. You
That didn't really answer my question.
What did I not answer?
So,
Sorry.
can I ask a question?
It was very simple. It was, do you agree with everything he has said to you, except for the fact that the idea that you're a snarker? That was the question. I just needed a yes or no.
But I agree with everything but that. But I just
Yes.
told you the things that I don't agree with, so you would know that that I
So no.
agree
So the
with
answer is
everything
no.
but those.
No.
Yeah.
The answer's no.
Yeah, that
He
would be
doesn't
no.
want to
Okay,
agree with
that's
it.
all. That's all.
Yeah.
He's just pretending.
So
to.
I have a question.
He doesn't want to argue.
Yes.
If I
He
just
says
hypothetically,
one
if I
thing and does the
really, really
opposite.
like
Tells me what
squares
I
and
wanna
I go
hear,
on
and then doubles
Hex's
down.
live stream and talk about and put out some really big, strong square-based talking points, and people start calling me a squarer, but Hex really talks me into really liking circles halfway through. At the time of the debate, I was still putting forth square talking points, and I could be considered a squarer even if I decide I like circles halfway through the debate and Hex convinces me.
Talking points. Okay. Define talking points. Do you mean that I decided to actually what I was under of the I mean in your scenario and all that swears are, you know, really awesome and stuff like that, that I decided to say a lot of things and all that about like how I support them and stuff like that and all that. But what if I never said like I support them,
sweet.
but I always said, well, you can't, I don't really know. I can't, you can't really know. In my opinion,
But you
that
didn't. You definitely
uh,
said that Dennis was the victim.
I said that
You definitely said that.
I said in her eyes, she is the victim.
No,
Because,
you
yes,
said Dennis is one of the victims. You did not say in
His
at
her
first
eyes.
first,
statement
You
is
said
she's a
Dennis is
victim,
actually
and when I
one of
called
the
him out
victims.
on
I
that,
will
he
pull
rephrases
that.
the statement.
at first, I said that.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah, exactly. But you were
you know
still
what
using
he said?
His real
You know
intentions
what
come out
was
first.
happened? He,
And when he
he
gets
told
called
me
on
that
them,
I
he
was wrong
changes.
and showed me that I was wrong, right? And what did
and
I
then
do? What did I do? I told him, okay, yeah, you're right.
okay,
She's
at the
not the
beginning, you're
victim.
still using snark talking points, so it's fair for him to title his video that he has every right to upload. Let's see what the actual title is because I can't remember verbatim.
I debate an H3 snarker.
I
There, kept it
debated
simple.
in H3 snark. I have to
Yeah,
be quiet.
at
Sorry.
the beginning of the
I have to
it's
go.
okay. At the beginning of the debate, you were using snark talking points. To the layman, it is safe to assume that you were a snarker.
Yep, sure. Okay, I have to end this. Sorry, and
He's
I
losing.
It's okay. Not to be sorry.
yeah, no, I have to be sorry because I still don't believe that you guys are.
Oh,
What was
Good job, guys.
that? You about to drop the mic on us? What was that?
Nah, he just noped out. Yeah, he got cornered
I
basically,
mean,
and he couldn't find a way out, so he hit the panic button.
I don't want to think he's not allowed to have his own opinion or anything, but like, I admit
I
the
don't know.
interviewer.
It's a game being played here. The real opinion is the one I put in the title, which he hates that being exposed, and that's what he's mad about. Everything else is telling you what you want to hear, while then still defending the original thing. He's trying to agree with you while disagreeing with you at the same time.
He wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants you to like him, but he doesn't want to agree with you. It's childlike logic. It's mental gymnastics. His real opinions come clear the first time you ask him, and then when you debate those, he goes, "Oh no, you're right," but then still doubles down and looks for a new excuse. He's searching for a way to make you agree with his opinion that doesn't get pushed back.
I just wish I could have asked some more about the laser beam. So that was what I was really concerned
That
about, man.
shit
I need to know
blew
where this
my
is happening.
mind. I thought that was
I
a
said this is the
slam
easiest
dunk.
thing in
Yeah.
the world. This is the easiest thing to concede on. No, humans don't shoot lasers from their eyes. It's so easy and he couldn't do it.
I was giving him a win on that one, and just he wouldn't
I
even
was
take
even
it.
like, man, I respect you guys for being respectful and not crashing out, and then like all of a sudden, no, I believe that people could shoot laser beams. I was like, okay.
That's
My fault.
literally how it happened. I had put my
At
feet
that
all
moment, I
over.
was just like, I don't know if there's a path to get through to him at this point. If he can't concede that.
Cocaine's a hell of a
I mean,
drug.
God bless you.
I
You
ain't
know.
put my feet all over Charlie Murphy couch. Yeah, I remember putting my feet on Charlie Murphy.
I mean what I say when I said that this probably isn't for him. I really don't think he should jump into another live stream. But I mean, at the end of
No,
the day, if
and
he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it.
he
At
manipulated
least
me.
educate.
He manipulated me to get in here because he mentioned nothing about the title. He made it sound like he found that evidence I was asking him for last night so he can get in here. I was like, "Do you have evidence? It's in the Discord. You can scroll up and see it." I was like, "Do you have the evidence?" He's like, "Yeah, I got evidence." And then after I joined, he starts posting clips of himself from last night's stream to prove he's not a snarker. I was like, "That's not what I meant.
great.
That's not what this was supposed to be. That's not."
I'm surprised. I never wanted to get onto a live stream debate. It baffled me. It's like, well, why did you get on then?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't have an answer for that one. That one, my mind's still blown on. I get that his text requires translation. My wife's mind is blown because she reads it, and then I look at her and I'm like, what he said was, she's like, "You got that out of that? How the fuck?" So I got to translate it in real time. But I get why you would want to talk because he thinks he can express himself better over voice than over text. I don't think he realized I don't think he realized how wrong he was. He had fully drank the Kool-Aid. Now either he's never been to H3 Snark and he fully believes it doesn't exist. That doesn't matter. He's still a snarker. He bought into their propaganda by watching live streams of Hassan and by watching Denims and by watching that community that they parrot. If he's not a snark, I feel bad because right now I'm going to tell you guys what just happened and why I feel bad. If he actually wasn't a snarker before and now he's upset because he knows it's a bad thing, our explanation of a snarker just told him that there's a place full of people who think just like you do and will agree with you. He's going to go there now. We just gave him a new home. We accidentally created a snarker if he wasn't already.
No, the Snarkers will get tired of him. I put my money on it. I mean, I took his name. I ran it through a bunch of like different engines. I couldn't find it. I don't think he's on Reddit.
He's on. He's got a different name on everything because he started tweeting at me this morning while I was at work, and all I kept getting was spam tweets with someone atting me because I got my DMs locked. I don't do DMs, so I was like, "Yeah, if you talk to me, it's got to be public. I need a record of it that people can see."
Wait, they were tweeting at you?
He was tweeting at me, and he just kept repeating the same phrase. He tweeted multiple times repeating the same phrase, which is like, you lied, you're a liar, you lied on me, you lied, you're a liar. And I reply back, I don't know who you are or what the fuck this is about. His Twitter has his real name, Ryan something. I was like, why would you do this with your real name? And then I went and looked at his Twitter, and it's filled with, it's not a lot of tweets on there. 90% of them are wrestling and him being way too into wrestling. And for a grown man. And then like the other ones.
Wait a minute.
And
there's nothing wrong with wrestling.
No. I don't think you realize the level of into wrestling this guy was.
Oh, well.
There's nothing wrong with being into wrestling. There's something wrong with being that into wrestling. Like he don't just think the wrestling's real. It's clear from his tweets that he thinks the storylines are real. He has a parasocial relationship with these wrestlers.
Oh.
Yeah, like he's
that's kind of that's the new wave wrestling fans. That's like the new gen.
Yeah, and then the other tweets were him just retweeting Hassan Denims and what you would expect.
Okay. He's a
so there's like, I personally believe that he does not have a Reddit. That being said, like what I was trying to get at was like you don't need to be on the Reddits to be a snarker. Like there's plenty of YouTube content out there that I assume he's absorbing. There's plenty of shit on Twitter.
I will believe he has a disability or is at least autistic. I don't think he has the ability to understand perception. He's taken everything very literally. Because when I explained to him, I was like, you don't need to go to KKK meetings to be a racist. You don't got to go to the meetings. You can be racist all by yourself. Exactly. Yeah, like I'm giving him all these examples, and he agrees with them, but then still thinks he's not a snarker. Like it didn't go in. Like it didn't seep in.
Well, I feel bad for derailing Hex's thing with trying to explain dog whistles to him.
Oh, I explained that to him in that debate when he asked me what a dog whistle was. So it's been explained to him multiple times.
It got to a point where I was just like, I don't think there is a way that I could phrase this for them to understand. I tried. I looked for it.
Because I thought about clipping that because he loops a lot, and I thought about clipping that to make it not so long because I was like, this thing's fucking 3 hours. Jesus Christ. And we accomplished nothing. It's basically the same thing over and over again. Who's going to watch this? So I thought about clipping it, but I'm glad I didn't because what I thought would happen, he immediately did anyway, which was accuse me of clipping him out of context. Do you know what he means when he says that I clipped him out of context?
At this point, I don't know what he means.
He means, because he clarified on Twitter when I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He points to the intro to my video where I clip sections of the video to do an intro. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wow, the mental
Okay.
gymnastics. I was like, yeah, but the full context is right behind it. That's just like a telling you what you're about to watch thing. It's like a trailer. I don't hide that it's a trailer. I'm not misrepresenting you. People can watch the whole thing. Yeah, like it's not going in.
Well, they watch Hassan, and doesn't Hassan's like fan channels do that too? Like, I feel like they should know what that is.
Every
Like, that's
channel
the
does that.
preamble.
Yeah, every channel does that. That's the meta because TikTok has murdered everyone's attention span. And if you don't do something to hook them within the first 2 minutes, they're out. So you got to give them a preview of the video they're currently watching. I know it sounds retarded, but that's where we're at. I need a preview of the thing I'm already watching. Yes.
I don't know. You think he'll be back? I feel like you probably haven't seen the last of him. I'm going to be completely real.
I'm pretty
I feel
sure
like they're going to
have.
come back for more.
I'm pretty sure he will. He is a man on
Especially
a
if
mission.
they're engaging with you on Twitter. Like, at this point, he's begging for it.
Yes, he was literally, he spent the entirety of the day begging for it. I'm at work, and every time I get a break, there's 50 new notifications between Twitter and YouTube. Go look at the YouTube comments on that video. He replied to literally fucking everybody.
I remember specifically the both of you guys got into it. Like, there was like a long comment.
I'm like, yeah, I spent the entirety of my break at work just replying to him, and I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. I gotta get back to work. Like, this is never ending. Yeah, he replied to everybody, and then I checked it when I got off work, and he's getting into it with everybody else. Everybody in the comments is telling him the same thing, that he sounds like a snarker. They're saying the same things about him, and he's trying to debunk everyone and prove he's not a snarker to everyone there, and all he's doing is making it worse. Like, he's having a full-blown crash out, a day-long crash out between my Twitter and my comment section. I was dumbfounded. It was wild. I've never seen anyone act like that, and I'm not even sure how to deal with this. I thought we were just going to have a debate, and that would probably be the end of it. I knew he was a snarker from the way he was talking. He did tell me I was wrong. He told me he disagreed with my talking points. The beginning of the debate actually started in the video that I just posted this morning, which was my reaction to Cameron's Content Cop. Some new creator made a Content Cop on iDubbbz. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. But you go watch that, and you can hear me responding to the first half of that video was recorded right before the debate with him, so he's at the tail end of it, and he's in chat.
Oh, buddy, go to bed. He's in chat.
Yeah,
go
I
to
know.
bed, buddy. Come on.
I'm ignoring it. And then the second half of it was done the next day, so he's not there for that half. So you'll see a hard cut, and then suddenly the game will change, and that's how you know, like, that's where it's at. But yeah, no one's lying on you, man. Again, we can all just go watch it. Go to bed, dude. You need some rest. You put the sword and the shield down. You don't need to fight the good fight right now. Get some rest. You pick it up later. I don't know. I'm not like, my mind's blown. I try my best to be as transparent as possible. I don't clip things. I try to leave full context in. Like, what benefit would I have to lie when you could just go look at literally everything I've said? In fact, I'm the easiest person in the world to fact check. Like, it makes no sense. But, you know.
And Rhino, feel free to make your own video. Like, this is the place for people to share their opinion. Make your video.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the better way for you to handle this. Live debate back and forths don't seem to be your strong suit. I say take some time to gather your thoughts. YouTube is a free platform. Anybody can make an account and post a video. Take your time to gather your thoughts, post that response. You can edit it. You can make it as concise as possible. You can make sure you've got everything in there. And when you feel comfortable with it, you hit the upload button, and boom, you don't have to worry about being misrepresented. You put your thoughts out there, and you can just, post the link in the Discord, and we'll watch it. We'll react to it on stream so that, you know what we thought when we saw it. Everyone's free to do that. That's how I got started on YouTube. I just decided one day I was gonna. Well, actually, like 10 years ago, I decided I was gonna use YouTube as a free video storage service, and I just dumped videos on there with no editing or context whatsoever. It's mostly just gameplay footage. It wasn't until like 6 months ago I decided I was actually going to try to make videos on YouTube instead of just dump videos on YouTube. So, you can do what I did.
All right.
I always played video games while watching drama when I wasn't streaming, and I was like, why am I not doing this while streaming? This is a lot better than just boring gameplay from a guy who sucks at video games. I should play them the way I'm comfortable and just record that. So that's what I did.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. This was an experience. It's been a while since I've been on a live stream. This was nice.
This was fun, boys. I don't know how much content I'm actually going to end up clipping out of this. I don't know if I went, because this was like 4 hours. I don't know if I want to clip
You
this
definitely
whole
got to
thing
do the
or something.
laser beam. At least the laser beam.
Yeah,
That needs to be a
I
shorter
may-
substance. That was hilarious.
I may pick it up from the moment my wife starts talking and just make it a debate with her, because the first half is basically him saying the same stuff he said during that part anyway. So I will leave the original VOD up of the live stream. So if you want to claim you're clipped out of context because I decided to edit it down so it's not 4 hours long, you can just point people to that and they can see the whole fucking thing. But
I'm gonna preemptively claim that I put that out of context.
oh yeah, there we go. just go ahead and get it out there.
All right.
This
thank
isn't
you.
what my
This was nice. I'm gonna go.
yeah.
I'm gonna go. It was
I'm glad
nice talking to you
are
guys.
here.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the content. It's not usually this, but thanks for showing up, man.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Have a good night.
Later, man. All right, that's probably where I'll end it too, because it is 4 a.m. and it is way past when I should be streaming. That went on longer than I thought it was. I made it to the 3rd level of Doom in 4 hours. That's got to be a new record. They make video. Carl Jobs makes videos on speedrunners. I'm a slow runner, baby. But anyway, if you guys like this, be sure to hit the like button on the stream. Okay, subscribe. More of this content. There's plenty of other videos. It's not all this. I know this can be exhausting. It's not all this, but this was a nice change of pace. We do these streams every night at roughly 11 p.m. Give or take. Follow me on Twitter to see exactly when I go live, and Discord's at the top of chat. You guys are free to join that. I'll also post notifications and updates there. For now, though, I'm going to bed. So thanks for watching. I'll see you wonderful witches in the next one. Have a good night, everybody.